Guys, you can support the author on Patreon, link is in the description. Chapter 1, Grand Line, Only I Know the Plot. Brothers, I'm so excited, it's almost time to choose the reincarnator, I don't know if I can be selected. Brother upstairs, do you really want to enter the dungeon world? If you die in the dungeon, you will really die. Underscore. So what? Now that Blue Star is facing the strange threat of the abyss, the role of thermal weapons is very limited. And the dungeon world is our chance to fight against the power of the abyss. If I die, I want to die fighting. I agree with the idea above. The relationship between countries is tense now, and the threat of the abyss is added. If we can't bravely explore the dungeon world, I'm afraid we will become food for other countries and the abyss. Although I also want to do my best, considering my lack of exercise, it is better to give the opportunity to others. On the largest live broadcast platform in giant panda countries, people are frantically discussing the abyss and reincarnation space. In an ordinary apartment, a man named Rifan was quickly browsing the information in the live broadcast room and the latest related news. After a while, he lay down on his chair and took a long breath. I really crossed over, and it's a blue star whose history is very similar to that of my previous life. However, this world is actually threatened by the abyss and the abyss monster, and there is also a mysterious existence called copy space and a mysterious foreign world called copy that is about to come. It's really an interesting and dangerous world. What's even more interesting is this upcoming dungeon world. Rifan muttered, and pressed the computer mouse with his right hand, and soon an introduction of information about the dungeon world appeared on the computer homepage. The upcoming dungeon world is called Grand Line, and reincarnators who enter the dungeon world will automatically obtain the identity of pirates. You can choose to be born next to the pirate captain in the dungeon world or the person who is going to be the pirate captain, and have the opportunity to become its crew. After obtaining the status of crew, you can gain points to strengthen yourself and purchase goods by fighting the enemy and completing the entrustment and tasks of the captain and other crew members. Similarly, you can also get points by completing some hidden tasks in the dungeon world. After reading this, Rifan suddenly stopped, his eyes locked on the words Grand Line in the information introduction. Grand Line, and pirates, the combination of these factors. Maybe the so-called Grand Line copy actually refers to the world of One Piece. Rifan's eyes were fixed, and his mind suddenly became active. Traveling to the present, he already knows that this world does not have the manga named One Piece in his previous life. In other words, if he becomes a reincarnator, he will be the only one who knows the plot of the dungeon world. Although the world of One Piece is very dangerous, if I travel through it successfully but I can't live like a human being, it would be too useless. And if I just stay in this world and do nothing, I may also be killed by monsters from the abyss. It's better for me to go to the dungeon world to take risks and see if I can get powerful abilities. If I can get a powerful devil fruit and invite powerful partners to come to Blue Star, then the monsters from the abyss will not be a threat. Sure enough, becoming a reincarnator is a must. Rifan clenched his fists, his eyes became more and more determined. Rather than pinning his hope of fighting the abyss on others, Rifan wants to rely on himself. Moreover, regarding One Piece, which he liked in his previous life, Rifan also wanted to see the popular characters in it with his own eyes. Nami, Nico Robin, Boa Hancock, I don't know if these popular beauties in One Piece comics will appear in the dungeon of Grand Line. It would be a pretty good thing if I could meet them and become attached to them. After thinking of it, the corners of Rifan's mouth involuntarily rose slightly. At this moment, an extremely ethereal voice sounded in his mind. Congratulations, Rifan from Giant Panda Country. You have been selected as a reincarnator, and after 10 seconds you will enter the rebirth space, where you will be able to choose a given character in the dungeon world. After choosing, you will be born near the character you choose. Note, the selection is unique. If other people have already selected the role, you will not be able to select the corresponding character. Hey! It really chose me. Interesting, I don't know if this counts as the welfare of the traversers. Rifan's face was serious after a few seconds of surprise, and he stood up directly from his seat. 10 seconds passed, Rifan only felt his body was enveloped by a white light. When he came back to his senses again, he had already come to a completely white world. And in front of him, familiar portraits of characters from One Piece anime from his previous life are floating in the air. Luffy, Whitebeard, Blackbeard, Shanks, Hancock. Sure enough, the dungeon world is the world of One Piece. Great, now I really have the advantage of the plot. Rifan clenched his fists, feeling excited. And at this moment, the ethereal voice of the copy space sounded in his mind again. Welcome to the dungeon world, Rifan. Your personal attributes have been refreshed, please check. Name, Rifan. Age, 25 years old. Talent, copy devil fruit, 1 time. Points, 100 points, initial points. Physique, 10 points. Physical level, E level, ordinary level. Special ability, none. Props, none. Pirates, none. Partner, none. Remarks, the points can be directly used to strengthen the body, and can also be used to buy enhanced props. Consuming all the initial points, you can buy the precious item Resurrection Coin. Remarks, the talent copy devil fruit, 1 time, allows you to copy the ability of a devil fruit power. After the copy is successful, the talent will disappear. A 1-time talent, but if I can copy Logia's devil fruit, as long as I don't meet anyone who can use Haki, my safety should be guaranteed. However, if I want to maximize the benefits, I should choose dark fruit. If I can get the power of dark fruit, maybe I will be able to plunder the power of other devil fruit users like future Blackbeard in the anime. Having said that, if I choose Blackbeard and become his crew member, I will definitely arouse that guy's suspicion if I use the same ability as him. Rifan muttered, frowning slightly. Ding! The energy of the system has been stored and activated successfully. It was detected that the host entered the dungeon world, and the system began to evolve. Successful evolution, unlock the special talent strengthen the crew, equal return. Chapter 2, choose Blackbeard, target, dark devil fruit. System. There is still this thing. Sure enough, as a time traveler, you can't live without a system. Rifan's heart was shocked, and he quickly checked the new talent strengthen the crew, get equal returns brought about by the system. Talent note, when you become the captain of the pirate group, you can strengthen yourself by strengthening your partners, the strength of the crew means the strength of you as the captain. Interesting. If I use points to improve my partners, it also empowers myself. It's like I have double the points. Does this mean that I will give up being a crew member and start a pirate group by myself? It's also a good choice, but first, I need to copy Blackbeard teaches dark fruit. I will be able to use dark fruit to plunder other people's powerful devil fruit and use it for my crewmates. Looking at his brand new panel talent, Rifan directly set his goal, to copy dark devil fruit. As for Luffy's Nika devil fruit, although it is powerful, its development cycle is too long, and it doesn't have the power to deprive other devil fruit users. Naturally, Rifan has less interest in copying Nika fruit. As for the goal after copying Blackbeard Darkness Devil Fruit, of course, it is to create his own pirate group based on the second talent strengthen the crew, return equal times. Thinking of the popular characters in the previous One Piece anime, especially Robin, Hancock, Jewelry Bonnie, Yamato and other beautiful characters, Rifan couldn't help but yearn for it. Among other things, after a pirate group has more beauties, at least it looks quite seductive. After finalizing his plan, Rifan's eyes flicked among the dwindling portraits of One Piece characters to choose from, and finally locked on the portrait of Blackbeard Teach. Marshall D. Teach, a man who is planning to form his own pirate group and has no partners yet. He used to be a member of the Whitebeard Pirates' 2nd Division. In order to obtain the Dark Fruit, he killed the Whitebeard Pirates' 4th Division Captain Thatch, and now he is being hunted down by the Whitebeard Pirates Division leader Ace. Rifan roughly browsed the relevant information of Blackbeard Teach, and after confirming the timeline, he raised his hand and clicked on the head portrait of Blackbeard Teach. With a flash of brilliance, Rifan once again felt that his vision was enveloped by white light, and his body was also wrapped by a warm energy. The next moment, Rifan temporarily lost his consciousness. Fuck. There is something wrong with the guy named Rifan from our country, he actually chose this guy named Marshall D. Teach. Is there any problem? Although this guy named Marshall D. Teach looks a bit ugly, but he still looks quite sturdy in his portrait. It should be pretty good to have him as the captain. Brother, you missed other news. Look at Teach's information introduction, that guy killed the captain of the Whitebeard Pirates, and is now being hunted down by a man named Ace. Also, you can go and see Whitebeard's introduction, he is also an optional character. FK. Really, this Whitebeard's information introduction column turned out to be one of the 4 emperors of the New World, known as the strongest man in the world. And this Whitebeard pirate group is full of talents, and it is said that he also has the power to destroy the world. This brother named Rifan is finished. If he really joins Teach's pirate group, I'm afraid it won't be long before we have one less reincarnation from our country. Tisk, we're really unlucky. If I were chosen instead, I would definitely do better than this man named Rifan. Kolima country passerby. This Rifan from Giant Panda is definitely an idiot. Look at the reincarnator of my country. He directly chose Whitebeard, the strongest man. As long as they can join Whitebeard's pirate team, the players in our country will be able to gain strength smoothly all the way. Elephant country passerby D. Het. Whitebeard pirates. The reincarnator of my country chose Kaido, and Kaido is the strongest creature in the world. What Whitebeard, in front of Kaido, he is nothing. Bald Eagle country passerby. It turns out that Whitebeard and Kaido were chosen by the reincarnators of the Kolima and the Elephant countries. Damn it, why did the reincarnator of my country choose a guy named Bellamy? This guy doesn't look strong at all. Degree. Green Pheasant country passerby B. My country reincarnator chose a rookie pirate, but anyway, his choice is better than this guy named Rifan. I've already seen the picture of Rifan being killed by that guy named Ace. These bastards, are you here to find fault with our reincarnator? Brothers, spray these foreigners back. On the international public network, in the live broadcast room about Rifan, a large barrage instantly flooded the screen. Grand Line, Gaia Island, Mock Town. The figure of Rifan appeared in a tavern out of thin air. Because of the omnipotence of copy space, his sudden appearance did not attract anyone's attention. From people's point of view, Rifan seems to exist in the tavern. This tavern, so the man eating pie is Blackbeard Teach. Rifan thought about it, and his eyes quickly locked on a burly man in front of the bar. He patted his head, and did not directly get in touch with Blackbeard Teach, but carefully observed the surrounding environment. The guys in these taverns are really tough. With my ordinary system, I'm afraid that any random person can easily kill me. In the current situation, it may be better to obtain a certain amount of power than to have a resurrection coin. Rifan thought about it, and opened his own property panel. Although the dungeon world gives 100 initial points and he can use these initial points to buy resurrection coins that can revive him after he dies. But from Rifan's point of view, even if he can be resurrected, if he is directly resurrected in this dangerous place, he is still likely to be defeated and killed again. This is not to say that the resurrection coins are not precious enough, but that in certain places, the resurrection coins are not as good as the more direct power bonus. What? There is even a trading interface? Could it be said that reincarnators can still conduct transactions? The things that can be traded are devil fruit, famous swords, etc., and the currency of the transaction is points. There is also a communication interface. Interesting, isn't this the same as playing online games? However, judging from the current relationship between countries, cross-border transactions may not be so easy to conclude. And trading excellent items to reincarnators from other countries may also cultivate a powerful enemy in the future. Even if I want to trade something, I have to give priority to the reincarnators of my country. Well, generally speaking, it still depends on the points that other people have. After quick thinking, Rifan first made sure that Blackbeard would not leave for the time being, and then found a vacant seat to study his own panel carefully. Soon, he found the communication interface between reincarnators. Camel, Nasser, it's amazing, I actually got the talent of race change. Although it is a little ugly to become a ugly fish man, I gained quite a lot of power. I am here to announce that if you guys can help me with some points, I may help to look after you in the future. Haha. Green Pheasant, Odashi, Humph, Little Camel, what is your talent? My talent is seize the house, although I can't seize the house of strong people, but as long as I can seize a devil fruit user, my starting point will definitely be higher than you. Do I need your care? Bald Eagle, Ethan, whoa. You actually have the talent of seizing house? However, such a talent should have considerable restrictions. Do you need to complete certain prerequisite tasks before you can seize a body? Brown Bear, Tatiana, Ethan, don't tell me you are the famous special soldier Ethan of Bald Eagle? Now I'm curious about your talent. Bald Eagle, Ethan, Tatiana, although I don't know why you think it's me, but do you think I will tell my talent here like those two upstairs? Elephant, Acua, I'm really curious what talents those reincarnators from Giant Panda have acquired. Can somebody tell us your talent here? Giant Panda, Ray, it's common etiquette to tell yours first before you ask. Rifan looked at the discussions among the reincarnators, and immediately closed the communication bar. Just like what Ethan from Bald Eagle said, announcing your talent in the exchange group is all about cultivating potential enemies. Even though Rifan was not a soldier, he understands this. What's more, he still has 2 talents. However, there is actually the talent of seize the house. Although I don't know what the conditions for the success of seizing someone's body are, if the reincarnator from Green Pheasant can succeed, he may really be able to walk ahead. Sure enough, I have to act now. Thinking of this, Rifan couldn't help but raise his head to look at Blackbeard, who was eating cherry pie in front of him. Chapter 3, Directly improve hard power and achieve hidden achievements. At this moment, the ethereal voice of the reincarnation space suddenly came to mind of every reincarnators, and at the same time, a golden barge that was placed on the top suddenly floated in the live broadcast rooms of the Blue Star countries that were eroded by the energy of the reincarnation space. Congratulations to Ethan, the reincarnator of the Bald Eagle country, who successfully joined the XXX Pirates, and achieved the hidden achievement, the first reincarnator to join the Pirates, and the special reward is Primary Armament Haki Awakening Scroll. Using this scroll, the reincarnator will initially awaken Armament Haki. Remarks: Armament Haki can improve personal defense, acting like invisible armor, and can also increase personal attack power, and can touch the entity of the Logia Devil Fruit ability user. The strength of Armament Haki is directly proportional to its level and user physical strength. Remarks: Primary Armament Haki owners can use a method called hardening to make the body hard. Bald Eagle A, cool. As expected of Ethan, the special soldier of our country, he was the first to complete the hidden achievement. Although I don't know what Armament Haki is, but this power must be the same as the steel skin of the Abyss monster. Goat Passerby F, the first person to join the Pirates can actually get an achievement? Damn it! The reincarnator from my country is only 2 seconds behind. Bald Eagle, I now understand why Ethan chose the seemingly weaker Bellamy Pirates. A weaker pirate group must be easier to join. It seems he planned it from the start. So cool. The hidden achievement of being the first to join the Pirates is gone, and even if other people successfully join a Pirates group, there will be no rewards. Having said that, what happened to Rifan? Everyone else is taking action, why is he still in a daze? Bald Eagle why, hehe, how can your giant panda and goat reincarnators compare with our Ethan? Ethan is really cautious, he even chose to hide the name of the pirate group he joined. If those of us in Blue Star were not able to watch the situation of the reincarnation through the live broadcast room, we would not know that Ethan joined the Bellamy Pirates. Bald Eagle H, that's right. The reincarnators in the copy world now only know that Ethan joined a pirate group, but they don't know which pirate group Ethan joined. Even if they wanted to do something to Ethan, they couldn't find a target. What the above said is 100% true. See what other reincarnators from other countries look like. Do they have what it takes to defeat Ethan, who has the power of Armament Haki? Even thinking about it is impossible. Bald Eagle is invincible. Fuck. You bastard upstairs, your ID is from Giant Panda, you want to betray. Hehe, I was only born in Giant Panda, but my heart is in Bald Eagle. You dog, report your location, I have a courier for you. In One Piece world, Rifan raised his eyebrows when he heard the achievement, but he didn't feel disappointed because Ethan took away the achievement of the first to join the pirates. After all, he himself had no intention of joining any pirates group. However, if being the first to join the pirate group can also achieve the hidden achievement. If I want to be the first to establish a pirate group, I can also achieve the corresponding hidden achievements. Thinking of this, Rifan's expression was fixed, and after glancing at the discussion of the reincarnators in the communication interface, he directly fixed his gaze on his initial points. With a thought, he directly consumed 100 initial points to purchase a 100-point physical bonus. With a warm current flowing rapidly through his body, Rifan could clearly feel the strengthening of his physical fitness. If he was still a scum before, now he has the confidence to kill a cow with his bare hands. Congratulations to Rifan, the reincarnator of the Giant Panda country, who successfully upgraded his physical level from E to D level, and achieved the corresponding strength advanced hidden achievement, the first reincarnation who upgraded his physical level to D level. Special reward: Primary Armament Haki Awakening Scroll. Using this scroll, the reincarnator will initially awaken Armament Haki. Damn, what happened? Rifan completed the hidden mission, and it is a hidden mission with advanced strength? Amazing, awesome, how did Rifan do it? Haha, no matter how Rifan did it, he is our pride. Hehe, Ethan is not the only one who can use armament Haki now. Where's that dog just now, why isn't it barking? Bark twice to let your presence known. Humph, why are you so happy? Rifan must have cheated, Ethan from our country is the strongest. The reappearance of the barrage at the top made the live broadcast room that had just subsided once again plunged into the wave of barrage. And Rifan couldn't help but widen his eyes. This can also be able to achieve hidden achievements? Chapter 4, Using Armament Haki Scroll. Mocktown, the residence of the Bellamy pirates. Work hard, Ethan, I look forward to your growth. Ha 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 ha. Bellamy patted Ethan on the shoulder, and walked away with a smile on his face. Ethan also had a smile on his face, just now he had used the primary armament Haki awakening scroll. Feeling that magical power, even Ethan, who was a special soldier, was quite excited. Sure enough, being the first to join the pirates will benefit you. Although the Bellamy pirates are weak, the conditions for joining are very easy. And the smaller the pirate group, the easier it is for me to get the position of cotters. Ethan greeted the pirates of the Bellamy pirates and joined the banquet. But just when he was about to enjoy the food, Ethan froze in place when he suddenly remembered the sound of the copy space. After a while, he immediately opened the communication interface. Sure enough, it is already full of talks about Rifan's advanced achievements. Green Pheasant, Otoshi, are you kidding? Ethan from the Bald Eagle country is fine, the first one to join the pirates can be said to be understandable, but why can Rifan from Giant Panda raise his physical level to D level so quickly? Is that guy on drugs? Cole Lima, Choi, D level physique? How many physical points are needed for this? Rifan from Giant Panda, how did you do it? Please answer. Brown Bear, Tatiana, could it be that Rifan converted all the initial points into his physical points? Elephant, Acua, you should be joking, the initial point can buy you a resurrection coin, if you miss this, you will have no second chance, only fools would do this. Green Pheasant, Koharu Momika, it should be right, except for using all the points on physical points, I can't think of the possibility that Rifan will break through so quickly. What a man! Giant Panda, Ray, this man Rifan is really courageous, and he is also a reincarnator from the same country, I wish you all the best my friend. Giant Panda, Rifan, thank you, my fellow countrymen, let's work hard together. Looking at the comments in front of him, Ethan's face gradually darkened. Interesting, if you really gave up the opportunity to buy a resurrection coin and chose to strengthen your body, I would like to see where you can go. I hope you don't let me touch you, otherwise I will definitely make you regret your choice. Thinking of this, Ethan's eyes shone fiercely. Although Blue Star is facing the threat of the Abyss and the monsters of the Abyss, even so, the relationship between Giant Panda and the Bald Eagle is even more tense. As a special soldier of the Bald Eagle country, Ethan didn't mind excluding players from Giant Panda for his own country. At this moment, Ethan never imagined that Rifan he wanted to exclude was in the same town as him. It's a surprise, exchanging all my points for physical fitness, can actually make my physical level from E level to D level. And I also completed the hidden achievement of advanced strength. An armament Haki, so that Ethan can be regarded as being left behind by me. If upgrading my physical level from E to D can make me accomplish a hidden achievements, then if I upgrade my physique level to C level or higher, I should also be able to achieve hidden achievements. It seems that I have to improve my physique faster than other reincarnations in the future. While Rifan was thinking, the corners of his mouth rose slightly, and then he directly used the primary armament Haki awakening scroll in his personal space. With a warm current flowing through his body, Rifan directly opened his own personal attribute panel. Name, Rifan. Age, 25 years old. Talent, copy Devil Fruit, 1 time, strengthen the crew, equal return. Points, 0 points. Physique, 110 points. Physical level, D level. Special ability, primary armament Haki. Props, none. Pirates, none. Partner, none. With a physique of 110 points, plus primary armament Haki, I don't know how much strength I have now. Rifan muttered, and walked towards Blackbeard Teach. Now that he is ready, the next thing to do is to get the Dark Devil Fruit through contact with Teach. Hey, kid, you're in my way. Suddenly, a dull voice sounded from behind Rifan. Rifan frowned slightly, although he was a little upset, but in order not to attract unnecessary attention, he still planned to move out of the way. It's just that he planned to move out of the way, but the owner of the voice behind him didn't want Rifan to get out of the way safely. Swish! Rifan felt a strong wind coming, and then subconsciously turned around and raised his hand. Ding! Hey? How is it possible? How could your hand block my sword? The familiar voice came again, but this time it was obviously frightened. Nothing is impossible, idiot. Rifan sneered as he looked at the strong man in front of him who was slashing at his head with a sword, but was subconsciously blocked by his right hand that condensed armament Haki. It has to be said that even though Rifan's height has reached 190, in this world of pirates, anyone who comes along casually may be taller than him, just like the strong man in front of him. Since you drew your sword against me, you must have already made up your mind. Rifan grasped the strong man's blade with a claw in his right hand, slowly clenched his other hand, and the armament Haki he had just learned quickly condensed on his left fist. Vaguely, a faint black luster flashed across his left fist. Oh, armament Haki! Not far away, Teach, who was eating cherry pie, saw this scene, and his eyes could not help but flash a gleam of interest. What do you want to do? The strong man pulled the handle of the sword vigorously, but found that he couldn't pull the blade out of Rifan's hand no matter what, and couldn't help but become more and more frightened. What do you think I'll do? Rifan sneered, and his left fist turned into an afterimage and hit the strong man's abdomen. Upon impact, the tall man's tall body instantly bent into a slingshot shape, and his eyes rolled into white eyes. As the strong man fell to the ground, the audience in Rifan's live broadcast room finally came to their senses. Damn, what happened? Did my eyes get blurred? Did Rifan block the sword with his hand just now? It's true, I can prove it. That strong man just now really scared me to death. The speed of that sword was faster than the jab of a professional boxer. But it was this kind of attack that can be blocked by a hand. Armament Haki, what a terrifying ability. Not just armament Haki, I didn't see the speed at which Rifan turned around and raised his hand just now. That speed must be brought about by his D-level physique. Bald Eagle Q, Rifan from Giant Panda can do it, so Ethan from my country can definitely do it too. Goat D, that's not necessarily true. Armament Haki is equivalent to putting a set of invisible armor on the body. The sharp slash may not be able to cut through the armor, but the vibration can be transmitted to the inside. Rifan has the advantage of physique and can resist his opponent's slash. Your Ethan may not be able to resist that powerful shock. Bald Eagle, you bastard from Goat, are you underestimating the reincarnator of our country? Goat E, it's just seeking truth from facts, otherwise why don't you ask your Ethan to take the sword too if he can take it? Trash, with this power, you actually dare to find fault at will. You should be ashamed of yourself. Seeing the strong man fainting on the floor, Rifan clapped his hands and cursed the pool guy, took out a bag containing gold coins and a dagger that looked good from his body, and walked towards the counter next to Blackbeard. Boss, bring me some cherry pie this man is eating, it looks delicious. Rifan put the money bag on the bar, pointed to the cherry pie in front of Blackbeard and said. Since we want to build a relationship with Blackbeard, it is natural to start from a common point. Fittingly, the cherry pie is a logical thing to start. Of course, Rifan also wants to taste it himself. What kind of taste is the pie that can make Luffy think it's unpalatable? The restaurant owner looked at Rifan's purse on the table, then at the man lying on the ground like a dead dog, nodded and went to the kitchen to get ready. Ha ha ha, brother, you are very discerning. This cherry pie is quite delicious. How about it, do you want to try mine first? Blackbeard laughed and pushed a piece of pie in front of Rifan. You have successfully chatted with Marshall D. Teach, and it was detected that Marshall D. Teach is Dark Devil Fruit user, whether to activate the talent copy Devil Fruit, one time. Of course activate it. It has been activated successfully, please stay within 5 meters of Marshall D. Teach for 30 minutes, after 30 minutes you will copy Marshall D. Teach's Darkness Devil Fruit ability. Remarks, Darkness Devil Fruit can make the ability user have infinite gravity like a black hole, can suck in everything that comes into contact with darkness and compress and crush it with infinite power, can invalidate the ability of other people's Devil Fruit, and can deprive others of their Devil Fruit ability. Remarks, Devil Fruit has the weakness of being afraid of sea water and sea stone, but the ability obtained through the talent copy Devil Fruit, one time, will not have this weakness. Chapter 5, Refusing Blackbeard. What? There are such good things. Rifan showed surprise. He was already ready to become a landlubber, but now it seems that he still thinks too conservatively. His talent is better than imagined. What's the matter, brother, are you afraid that I will poison you, zay ha 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 ha. Seeing Rifan staring at cherry pie motionless, Blackbeard asked with a laugh. No, it's just a little accident. I didn't expect to meet such a nice man as you here, ha ha ha. Rifan shook his head and laughed, imitating Teach's laughter. Since he was going to spend 30 minutes with Blackbeard, he naturally wanted to follow Blackbeard's words to communicate. After speaking, Rifan picked up a piece of pie and put it in his mouth. How about it, it tastes good right? Asked Blackbeard. How should I put it, it's okay. Rifan shrugged. His words were true, and he'd thought there would be something unique about the pie that Luffy would find unpalatable. But now it seems that it is similar to the pie he ate at the pie shop before crossing. Of course, if that's all it is, Rifan might still think the pie is good. But unfortunately, before time travel, he was a man who had cultivated his cooking skills to the ultimate level. Whether it's Filipino food, Western food, even Japanese food, he can do it top-notch. In this way, the pretty good cherry pie naturally became ordinary in his mouth. Why, I think it's pretty good. Blackbeard picked up a slice of pie and popped it into his mouth, showing an intoxicated look on his face again. I think it's because you haven't eaten a better cherry pie than this. To be honest, I'm a chef. Not to mention anything else, at least I have done a thorough research when it comes to foods. Rifan patted his chest and said boldly. Really, a chef, hey? Blackbeard was interested and immediately asked Rifan to confirm. Hehe, let me prove it to you instead of saying it. Rifan smiled, stood up from his seat, and turned over into the bar. Guest, it's not convenient for others to come in here. The bar owner said quickly. Boss, I will give you all the gold coins in this bag. I hope you can let me use the kitchen at the back. I'm here to prove my cooking skills to this friend who gave me a piece of his pie. Don't worry, I won't cause you any trouble. As Rifan said that, he walked into the kitchen behind the bar. Because the distance between the kitchen and Teach is not far, Rifan is not worried that he will go out of the scope of the task. The owner of the bar saw Rifan's appearance, and then looked at the bag he put on the bar, but he still didn't stop him. Blackbeard himself looked at Rifan with more interest. What is Rifan intending to do, and why does he want to make pie for that Teach? You don't even understand this? Obviously, Rifan is going to show Teach his culinary skills and become the chef on his boat. Yes. In the introduction about Teach, this guy is a man who intends to set up a pirate group, and there is no crew yet. If Rifan can successfully join, he will be considered the veteran of the pirates group. I see, it seems that Rifan will be able to complete the task of joining the pirates soon. It's a pity that the first mission to join the pirates has been taken away by Ethan. It's not Rifan's fault. It can only be said that Ethan's speed is too fast. Among so many challengers, he is the fastest. So far, not many people have successfully joined Pirates Group. Speaking of which, does Rifan really know how to cook? He couldn't just talk about it casually, right? No, I'm a pastry chef, the kind that specializes in pie. Rifan's technique looks like a veteran, I believe he can make delicious pie. Kolima passerby Q, hehe, so what if he joins? He will still be killed by the Whitebeard pirate group where my country Reincarnator is ha ha ha. Kolima upstairs. I have to remind you that your reincarnation Choi has not yet obtained Whitebeard's permission to join the pirates. Speaking of this, I suddenly remembered. Do you know, I just saw that the reincarnator Choi, from Kolima, was rejected by Whitebeard on the grounds that he was too weak. Ha ha ha, seeing his expression when he was rejected still makes me laugh hard. Until now, that man, Choi, is still trying to find a way to join. But I think he probably won't have this chance. It's really funny. Although Choi insisted on joining, Whitebeard asked him to defeat anyone in the Whitebeard pirates first. But the problem is that any one of the Whitebeard pirates can easily knock Choi to the ground with a punch. Until now, Choi is still fainted, ha ha ha. So, choosing a pirate group that is too strong is not without its disadvantages. So far, Tatiana, the reincarnator of the brown bear who chose the Big Mom pirates, and Aqua, the reincarnator of the elephant who chose the beasts pirates, have not been able to join successfully. Miss Tatiana, the reincarnator of Brown Bear is not bad, I hope she can succeed. As for the two from Elephants and Kolima, it really is better not to join successfully. Kolima, you bastards, our Choi will definitely succeed. Zebra passerby T, don't be too arrogant, giant panda. Your Reincarnator Rifan does not have resurrection coin, and when he encounter a dangerous situation, you will cry. He, judging from the current situation, our Rifan will not be so vulnerable to danger. Unlike your Reincarnator. Okay, Rifan's special cherry pie. Try it. Speaking of it, I still don't know your name. After more than 20 minutes, Rifan put a stack of cherry pie exuding aroma and heat in front of Blackbeard, and said with a smile. Zhahaha, you can call me Blackbeard or you can call me Teach. Plus, these pies smell really good. Blackbeard smiled, and regardless of the heat on top of the pie, he directly picked up a pie and put it in his mouth. The next moment, his eyes lit up directly, and his hands quickly stuffed the pie into his mouth. It's delicious, it's really delicious. Rifan, I've never eaten a pie like this. Fantastic, this is fantastic. It took Blackbeard less than 3 minutes to stuff a stack of pie into his stomach. When the pie made by Rifan was completely finished, Blackbeard immediately stood up, put his hands on Rifan's shoulders and said. Rifan, your cooking skills are amazing. Not even my dead friend, who was a chef, can cook this good. To be honest, I am now recruiting crew members to form a pirate group. In the first half of the Grand Line, there are not many who can use armament Haki like you. And you have superb cooking skills, how about it? Do you want to join my pirate group and become the chef on my ship? It is detected that Marshal D. Teach has sent you an invitation, do you agree? Giant Panda Live Broadcast Server, Rifan. Here comes the opportunity to successfully become a crew member of the pirates. Is it really okay? Considering the existence of the Whitebeard pirates, I am still a little worried. At this point, we can only wish Rifan well. But then again, Blackbeard is able to kill the captain of the Whitebeard pirates' 4th division, and also knows the existence of armament Haki, and his strength must be good. With such a captain, as long as they doesn't meet the Whitebeard pirates, he's pretty safe. One Piece Dungeon World. Dead friend chef, you are talking about Thatch, captain of the 4th division, right? While Rifan complained in his heart, there was no expression of doubt on his face, but he felt that the Blackbeard in front of him was instantly dangerous and darker. For the sake of darkness fruit, even Thatch, who has been with him for many years, can be killed without hesitation. Rifan believes that as long as there are enough interests, Blackbeard can also kill him without hesitation. Under such circumstances, join the Blackbeard pirates? Needless to say, of course I refused. I'm sorry, Teach my friend, I have no idea of joining any pirate group right now. Rifan shook his head and said with regret. Giant Panda Live Broadcast Server, Rifan. What is Rifan doing and why is he saying no? Could it be that he is worried about the pursuit of the Whitebeard pirates? However, if this is the case, why did he choose to come to Teach's side in the first place, and why did he specially prepare cherry pie for Teach just now to approach him? Bald Eagle Passerby G, I originally thought your Rifan was a person who dared to accept challenges, but now it seems that he is just a man who is afraid of danger. Coward. Camel Passerby W, our experts previously said that Rifan might be a member of our camel country. Now it seems that our experts have made some mistakes. Green Pheasant, lacking the spirit of real man, a person like Rifan is not a man at all, but a coward. Hey you bastards, are you guys so idle? And you don't need to pay attention to the reincarnators in your own country? Also, what do you know about our Rifan's decision? Maybe he still has his own plans. Come on, I think the audience from Bald Eagle and Green Pheasant are right, Rifan of our giant panda is a coward. Sure enough, I shouldn't have been born in such a country. It's you lost dog again, you bastard, just wait, I will find your address. Am I still afraid of you? Just as the audience was fighting fiercely in Rifan's live broadcast room, the ethereal voice of Copy Space sounded in Rifan's mind. You have successfully spent 30 minutes with Marshal D. Teach, the talent Copy Devil Fruit, one time, has been activated successfully, congratulations on getting Dark Fruit. Your personal attribute has been refreshed, please check it yourself. Name, Rifan. Age, 25 years old. Talent, strengthen the crew, equal returns. Points, 0 points. Physique, 110 points. Physical level, D level. Special ability, primary armament Haki. Devil Fruit, Dark Fruit. Props, none. Pirates, none. Partner, none. Finally finished. The corners of Rifan's mouth rose, feeling the extra strange power in his body, and his heart was instantly filled with joy. Chapter 6, Prospects for Advanced Observation Haki. Now that the devil fruit is in hand, all that's left is to stay away from Blackbeard. Just when Rifan was about to put aside Blackbeard, the ethereal voice of reincarnation space rang in his mind again. Not only that, but every reincarnators in the dungeon world and every live broadcast room in the whole blue star that is infiltrated by the energy of the reincarnation space has the latest reminder from the reincarnation space. Reincarnator Rifan from Giant Panda has achieved the hidden achievement, the first reincarnator to become devil fruit user, and the special reward is Primary Observation Haki Awakening Scroll. Using this scroll, the reincarnator will initially awaken Observation Haki. Remarks: Observation Haki is the power of listening. It can detect changes in surrounding things without using eyes, and predict and avoid danger. The strength of Observation Haki depends on the level and the physical strength of the user. Remarks: Primary Observation Haki owners can perceive the surrounding environment in a circle with themselves as the center. Giant Panda Live Broadcast Server, Rifan. Holy cow! Although I don't know what happened, but I can only use the word holy cow to describe Rifan. Haha, where is that lost dog just now? Why didn't he bark? Look, this is Rifan from our country and he has his reasons for doing things. Haha, that lost dog has long since dared not speak. His face must have been red from the slap when he saw Rifan's accomplishment. Speaking of it, the observation Haki obtained by Rifan is a bit like a radar, but it is quite suitable for him to avoid dangers. Armament Haki is armor, and observation Haki is perception. I don't know if there will be other types of Haki in the future. If there is, it will probably be obtained by our Rifan. But I also hope that other reincarnators from our country can also get the power of Hakis through hidden achievement. Green Pheasant, why, what happened? Why did Rifan suddenly become devil fruit user? There is no picture of Rifan getting devil fruit at all in Rifan's live broadcast room. What happened? Bald Eagle, could it be talent? Rifan approached Teach not to become his partner, but to rely on his talent to gain the power of Teach's devil fruit? Zebra, no way. Does Rifan have the talent to take away other people's devil fruit? In other words, from the very beginning, this man has taken a fancy to the devil fruit that Teach has after killing the captain of the 4th division of the Whitebeard pirates, so he chose Teach's side to descend. Kangaroo, but if Rifan's talent attribute is really deprived of devil fruit, Teach will definitely react. Isn't Rifan afraid of being killed? Bald Eagle, in this way, there is only one answer. Rifan's talent is not deprivation, but copying. He must have copied the dark fruit that Teach ate and became the one with darkness powers. Green Pheasant, damn it, how could there be such a perverted talent? No, it is absolutely impossible to have such a talent without restriction. Will this talent be useless as long as he copies it to a devil fruit? Hehe, even so, our Rifan has already stood in front of the reincarnators from your country. The devil fruit that Teach has worked so hard to get is definitely not weak. Like the audience of Blue Star, the reincarnators of One Piece World are also shocked at this moment. Everyone is amazed by what Rifan has achieved. Green Pheasant, Odashi, is there any mistake? What happened to that Rifan? Why did he suddenly become a devil fruit user, and he also got observation Haki? Camel, Nasser, bastard, this Rifan should be cheating. Why can he become a devil fruit user? That is the legendary treasure. Giant Panda, Ray, congratulations, Rifan. Although I don't know what you have done, there is no doubt that you have come ahead of us. Bald Eagle, Ethan, impossible, absolutely impossible. Forget about observation Haki, how can Rifan get devil fruit? What did that guy do? Although the reincarnators who are close to Giant Panda are surprised, they are more happy for Rifan. As for Ethan from the Bald Eagle country, who already regarded Rifan as an enemy, he couldn't be happier. Giant Panda, Rifan, do you want to know, Ethan? Why don't you tell me the name of the pirate group you said you joined first? Bald Eagle, Ethan, if I tell you the name of my pirate group, will you tell me how you got the devil fruit? Giant Panda, Rifan, well, it depends on your sincerity. Rifan smiled, and directly closed the personal panel that only he could see in front of him, and his eyes refocused on Blackbeard who was looking at him in surprise. Sorry, Teach, although I'm happy to hear your invitation. However, I have my own ideas, and I really can't join your pirate group and become the chef on your ship. Rifan shook his head and said regretfully. Sigh, what a pity, I thought I would be able to eat cherry pie like this in the future. Forget it. Everyone has their own aspirations. Since you don't want to be a member of my pirate team, I can't force it. But before we part, can you make me some more cherry pie? I want to take it away. Blackbeard put his hand on Rifan's shoulder and laughed like a good friend. Of course, it's not a problem. After all, you let me have your devil fruit and also got a primary observation Haki thanks to you. Of course, Rifan can only think about the latter sentence in his heart. The corner of his mouth raised, and after greeting the bar owner, he stepped into the kitchen and got busy. Blackbeard glanced at Rifan, didn't say anything, just sat back in his original position and waited quietly. In the kitchen, while Rifan was busy, he opened the personal attribute panel and focused on the props column. Primary observation Haki scroll, I don't know what it would be like to get the primary observation Haki. Rifan thought to himself, and chose to use it directly without taking out the scroll from his personal space. With the disappearance of the primary observation Haki awakening scroll in the props column, Rifan instantly felt that his five senses became much clearer. Like radar, even if he stands still, the sound within a radius of 100 meters around him can be transmitted to his ears. So that's it, is this the primary observation Haki? Sure enough, it looks like a perceivable circle is drawn around me. I don't know what the intermediate observation Haki and the advanced observation Haki will look like. If it's advanced, it might be able to awaken a person's observation Haki, which can foresee the future. Thinking of this, Rifan couldn't help but look forward to it. Chapter 7 Nico Robin's voice. Rifan, are you really not going to think about it anymore? If you become my crew member now, I can consider letting you serve as the chef and the deputy captain at the same time. Blackbeard looked at Rifan, who put a large stack of cherry pie on the table in front of him, and said reluctantly. Haha, thank you for inviting Teach. Trust me, you'll find the right cook and mate for you. If there is fate, we will meet again in the future. Rifan patted Blackbeard's arm kindly, then turned and walked towards the gate of the restaurant without hesitation. Blackbeard took a deep look at Rifan's back, and finally withdrew his gaze and focused on the cherry pie in front of him. Did Rifan still refuse? I just saw Teach want to make Rifan his deputy captain if he joins. For a moment, I thought that Rifan was going to accept it and get a higher level position on the pirate ship. Me too, Vice Captain, this is a very powerful position. Suddenly felt a little pity. If he can really become the deputy captain, Rifan will get more resources in the pirate group in the future. Bald Eagle, hehe, the probability of being hunted down by Whitebeard Pirate's ace will also increase. Zebra, that's right. What a pity, if Rifan does become Blackbeard's mate, it won't be long before that guy goes offline for good. Even though he now has the power of armament Haki and observation Haki. Offline? You elephants, let your reincarnator successfully join the beast's pirates first before you talk big. Tisk tisk, I see, your Aqua will probably be directly killed by the beast's pirates. Yes. The people of beast's pirates look very cruel, maybe their reincarnator resurrection coins can't save him, haha. Rifan sighed, the moment he walked out of the bar. The ethereal voice of the copy space suddenly rang in his mind. It has been detected that you have given up being a crew member of Marshal D. Teach, whether to open the mission The Way of the Captain. Remarks, after starting the mission The Way of the Captain, you will not be able to become a crew member of any pirate group. After you complete the Captain's Way and become the captain, you will not be able to gain points through battle like the reincarnators with the crew status. Instead, you can earn points by raising your crew and making them stronger them. After becoming a captain, will even the way of earning points change? Rifan muttered to himself in a low voice, and while walking down the street to the distance, he carefully observed the difference between the two identities of the crew and captain of the reincarnators. Soon, he had the answer in his heart. It turns out that, becoming a crew, surviving in the dungeon world in the future is like playing a game of upgrading and fighting monsters. By continuously participating in battles or completing commissions from the captain and other partners, you can earn points and use them to strengthen yourself. And becoming a captain, the game of upgrading and fighting monsters has become a game of cultivation. If the crew's strength and job skills are improved, you will have the opportunity to earn points. And the points of the Captain Reincarnator can not only be used to strengthen oneself, but also can be used to strengthen their partners. It's a little troublesome that the partner may betray. If the partner betrays accidentally, the dungeon world will also deduct points as a punishment. However, even so, I still chose to start the Captain's Way. I don't know what grade I will be rated by the copy space if I put my culinary skills in the position of cook. In the future, if I recruit a chef whose cooking skills are lower than mine, I can train her. If the level of chef has increased, I can also earn points from it. While Rifan was talking in a low voice, his eyes fell on the only remaining talent on the personal attribute panel, strengthen the crew, return equal times. With such attributes, Rifan can't think of a reason why he won't start the mission of the Captain's Way. Not only is it necessary to start the Captain's Way to become a captain, but when looking for companions in the future, Rifan has also prepared to invite people with sufficient professional skills to become his partners. After all, the higher the professional skill level of a navigator, ship doctor, or even an archaeologist, the more points he can get. After making the decision, Rifan had a thought, and the new copy space reminder came to his mind again. You have started the Captain's Way quest, please successfully invite at least one partner with position ability to become a crew member. Position levels are divided into 5 levels: ordinary, proficient, excellent, expert, and master. Pirate ship related positions have been issued, please check for yourself. As long as I have a partner, I can initially form a pirate group. It's quite easy. However, it is obviously a pirate group, so why are there positions such as pastry chef, dancer, and singer in addition to the necessary positions of navigator, ship doctor, and cook? Could it be that the copy space is for us to enjoy while completing the pirate game? Rifan complained in a low voice, and suddenly, a conversation broke into his observation Haki perception. The voice just now is a bit like the voice of Nico Robin from the previous animation. Can't it be a coincidence that both Blackbeard and Robin are in town at this time? Rifan thought about it in his heart, and finally relied on the perception brought by his observation Haki to slowly move towards the direction of the suspected voice of Nico Robin. Chapter 8, The Forbidden Power of Sealing Fruit Ability. Blackbeard teach highly overlaps with the teach seen in Rifan's previous One Piece animation in terms of sound and appearance. Under such circumstances, Rifan felt that the other characters should not be much different. Since his observation Haki perceives a voice that resembles Robin, there is a high probability that she is indeed Robin. At this time, Robin should still be Miss All Sunday for Crocodile. I don't know if I can invite her to my pirate group by using the Poneglyph as an introduction. With her talent, she should have a very high rank in the position of archaeologist. While thinking in his heart, Rifan quickened his pace and walked in the direction of the perceived sound. At the same time, the Blue Star audience couldn't help discussing after seeing Rifan's performance. You said, if Rifan doesn't become Teach's crew, what will he do in the future? If he don't become someone's crew, he can't earn points through battles. Rifan should have his own ideas, we should trust him. Yes, Rifan now has armament Haki, observation Haki, and the ability of Devil Fruit. In this situation, as long as he wants to, he should be able to join someone's pirate group easily. I think Rifan can form a pirate group by himself, but unfortunately the dungeon space only explained that the reincarnated people can get the status of crew. Wait, you guys said, will there be a hidden mission that will allow the reincarnated person to become a captain? Damn, brother upstairs, what you said is not impossible. Now I am somewhat looking forward to seeing Rifan become the captain, becoming the first captain among the reincarnators. Maybe Rifan can get another wave of rewards. After he becomes strong enough, if he return to our world, he can also help our country resist the abyss monsters. Damn! This is it. I can't go wrong. This is the town. Brother upstairs, what's wrong with you? Everyone, listen to me, I discovered one thing. Rifan from our country and Ethan from the Bald Eagle are likely to be in the same town. What? Brother, are you kidding us? Should not be wrong. After Rifan left the tavern, I noticed that the surrounding buildings and streets were very similar to those shown in Ethan's live broadcast room. I just went back to Ethan's live broadcast room to compare carefully, and saw exactly the same clock tower in the 2 live broadcast rooms. Fuck. It really is. If our Rifan and Ethan meet, wouldn't it be possible for a fight to break out? I don't think you need to worry. On the contrary, those guys from Bald Eagle should be the one to worry, not us. With Rifan's current strength, he should be able to defeat Ethan easily. Bald Eagle, hehe, we admit that Rifan may be very powerful now. But don't forget, our Ethan has a pirate group and helpers. If you really want to fight, our Ethan will definitely not lose. Who knows, maybe his pirate group won't be willing to help Ethan. Speaking of which, it would be great if there was a way to notify Rifan. It's a pity that the content in the Blue Star live broadcast room doesn't seem to be able to be displayed in the copy space. Rifan is not clear about the situation in the Blue Star live broadcast room. Now he is in the shadow of a quiet street. And in front of him, stood 3 people he knew very well. That woman in the cowboy hat should be Nico Robin. The other 2 should be Alabastus Officer Agent Mr. 5 and his partners Miss Valentine. Robin can be invited to be my partner, and the other 2, should I use my dark fruit to take away their abilities? Rifan thought in his heart. Although there are more or less changes between the 3-dimensional and 2-dimensional people, the 3 of them are even dressed the same as when they first appeared in the animation. Rifan is 100% confident that it's them. After listening for so long, why don't you come out? Suddenly, the tone of Robin's conversation with Mr. 5 and Miss Valentine changed. In Rifan's eyes, she seemed to have discovered his existence and turned her head to the corner of the street where he was. At this moment, Rifan's heart trembled, and he instinctively dodged to the side. However, as soon as he made a move, a pair of hands suddenly grew out from both sides of his shoulders and clasped his head firmly. Rifan frowned, and immediately understood that this was the power of Robin's flower devil fruit, and instantly completed the hardening of his neck with armament Haki. 1 flower, clutch. Robin murmured softly, and Rifan immediately felt a huge force coming from his neck. Even though he used armament Haki to defend, his neck involuntarily turned 30 degrees to the side. Robin was also a little surprised to see Rifan's neck was not broken by her own ability. At this moment, Mr. 5 came to Rifan waving his fists. Mr. 5, explosive punch. Rifan, dark water. Rifan quickly raised his right hand and formed a black vortex in his palm to catch the fist that Mr. 5 threw. Under the effect of Dark Fruit's ability, Mr. 5's fist did not explode as he expected, but was firmly held by Rifan. How? Puff. Before Mr. 5 finished speaking, Rifan directly took out the dagger he got from the downed strong man with his empty hand and stabbed it into Mr. 5's chest. A streak of blood spurted out, Mr. 5's eyes widened. With the rapid loss of vitality, he soon became soft to the ground. Such a thing just happened within a second or two, so both Miss Valentine and Robin were shocked by the fall of Mr. 5. And taking advantage of this, Rifan has already stepped over Mr. 5's body and rushed towards the 2 of them. Seeing this, Robin crossed her hands, posing to use the power of her devil fruit. And Miss Valentine also subconsciously used the power of her devil fruit kilo fruit to make herself float. Where do you plan to go? Dark water. Rifan's eyes were fixed, and his hands were stretched out towards Robin and Miss Valentine. As 2 swirling black mist appeared on Rifan's hands, the bodies of Robin and Miss Valentine began to fly towards Rifan uncontrollably. Why, my body is out of control! Miss Valentine exclaimed, screaming and waving her parasol mid-air in panic. Robin frowned, although she was very surprised. But her long-term wandering experience allowed her to directly use her devil fruit ability as her body got close to Rifan. All of a sudden, hands grew out of thin air on Rifan's limbs, back, and beside his head. Rifan was not surprised by this. Rather, he would be truly surprised if Robin hadn't been able to react. Dark fruit can indeed make the ability user unable to use their ability, but this can only take effect when the palm of the hand touches the skin of the ability user. So she can still use her flower devil fruit ability while she is flying his palm. It's too late, though, Miss Nico Robin. Rifan raised the corner of his mouth and thought to himself. Just when Robin was about to use her ability to twist Rifan's body with the hand that grew on Rifan, she and Miss Valentine had already flown to Rifan. Rifan's hand held Robin and Miss Valentine's necks. Under the effect of Dark Fruit's ability, the Devil Fruit ability of the 2 disappeared instantly. Naturally, the arm that grew out of nowhere on Rifan's body also turned into petals and disappeared. How come? Robin opened her beautiful eyes and said in disbelief. Chapter 9, Conqueror's Haki Awakening Scroll. My ability, disappeared. Boom. Before Robin finished speaking, Rifan hit her forehead with a head hammer. Because Rifan attached armament Haki to his forehead, Robin suddenly fell unconscious with her eyes wide open. Sorry, Robin, although I have armament Haki and observation Haki. But your physique seems to be stronger than mine. So I can only temporarily ask you to fall asleep. Rifan looked at the wheat-colored Robin in front of him, and thought apologetically. Although the fighting time was very short, relying on the keen perception brought by his observation Haki, Rifan was able to clearly perceive the gap between himself and Robin in terms of pure strength. Considering Robin's ability to easily defeat members of the Straw Hat Pirates in the early stages of the original work, Rifan thinks it's better to make Robin unconscious first. Since she's asleep, you can sleep for a while too, ma'am. Rifan smiled at Miss Valentine, who was terrified when she saw Robin faint, and because she couldn't use her devil fruit ability she even felt helpless. After showing her a smile, Rifan gave her a headbutt just as he did with Nico Robin. Until this time, Rifan breathed a sigh of relief, and turned his head to look at Mr. 5, which has more air and less air intake. Even if I kill people, I don't feel anything. Is this the impression brought by my observation Haki, or is it because time travel has strengthened my spirit? Rifan shook his head, and after holding Miss Valentine and Robin on his shoulders, he walked to Mr. 5 and dragged his body, opened an uninhabited house not far away, and walked in. Damn, what happened just now? Rifan grew hands? That should be the devil fruit ability of the tall woman that Rifan knocked down. After all, in the introduction of the copy space, there are many wonderful devil fruits in this world, which can give people various abilities. It is really a strange power to be able to grow hands on other people's bodies. Having said that, just now I saw that a woman holding an umbrella seemed to fly up. Could it be the power of devil fruit too? Maybe. Compared to these, I really admire Rifan now. He was able to react in such a quick time and quickly knock down these three people. Perhaps, this is observation Haki and armament Haki, and the power of Rifan endowed by dark fruit. Just now I saw that the two women became very uncomfortable after being touched by Rifan's hand. Sure enough, dark fruit has something special. Now I'm curious how Rifan will deal with these defeated people. It doesn't matter what Rifan wants to do, after this incident we have confirmed Rifan's strength, he is absolutely capable of dealing with Ethan. Hehe, I really want to see what kind of expression that guy will show when he meets our Rifan. In the unoccupied room, after Rifan tied Robin and Miss Valentine to 2 armchairs with ropes, he made some food and drinks with the ingredients dug out from Miss Valentine, Robin, and others. Perhaps it was because the 3 of them had just completed the purchase of supplies, so Rifan also had sufficient food-making materials on hand. After cooking the corresponding food, Rifan walked up to Mr. 5 who was only breathing. In his hand, there is also an apple found in the bag of Miss Valentine. In the original book, Blackbeard took other people's devil fruit only while they were alive or had recently died, and this should be because the devil fruit power on other people didn't dissipate, allowing him to push it into nearby fruits. Hopefully, I can succeed. Thinking of this, Rifan immediately used the power of dark fruit to wave a cloud of black mist to completely envelop himself and Mr. 5 in it. Although the fact that dark fruit can steal the power of other people's devil fruit is something that needs to be kept secret. But considering that the audience of Blue Star has no way to notify the reincarnators who have entered the copy space. And even if Rifan hides the fact that dark fruit can deprive others of devil fruit's ability this time, the audience will still guess it later. Therefore, he did not intend to use some privacy mechanisms to blacken the screen in the live broadcast room, so as to cover up the characteristics of dark fruit. Viewers who watched Rifan's live broadcast saw a cloud of black mist covering Rifan and Mr. 5 completely, and they didn't understand what Rifan was doing and why he treated a dying person like this. This kind of doubt lasted until 5 or 6 minutes later, a brand new reminder appeared in the live broadcast room. Congratulations to Rifan of Giant Panda for obtaining devil fruit, achieving the achievement of the first person to obtain a devil fruit, and a special reward of Primary Conqueror's Haki Awakening Scroll. Use this scroll to awaken Conqueror's Haki initially. Remarks: Conqueror's Haki is an extremely rare ability in the current dungeon world, and it is said that only 1 out of a million people can awaken it. Remarks: Conqueror's Haki is a kind of pressure coming from the user's willpower, which can shock people's hearts, and even directly make the existence weaker than the user unconscious. The strength and level of Conqueror's Haki are related to personal physique. Remarks: The primary Conqueror's Haki possesses the ability to use willpower and exert uncontrollable pressure to the surroundings. Chapter 10, that Rifan, isn't he really cheating? Giant Panda Ray, as expected of Rifan, you must have awakened a very remarkable talent, to achieve so many achievements in a row. Camel Nasser, cheating, this guy must be cheating. How could someone do such a thing? Is he really a reincarnator who entered the dungeon Grand Line with us? Elephant Aqua, abnormal. Under normal circumstances, shouldn't the achievement of the first reincarnator to obtain devil fruit be achieved first, and then the achievement of the first reincarnator to become devil fruit user? This Rifan definitely has a big problem. Check his PC. Ko Lima Choi, Conqueror's Haki, another brand new power. How many achievements does this Rifan have to achieve before we are willing to give up? Brown Bear Tatiana, anyway, congratulations to Rifan from Giant Panda. Devil fruit can be traded through the trading interface. I wonder if Mr. Rifan is interested in trading devil fruit? Of course, I don't want Mr. Rifan to trade devil fruit to me now, but I just hope that Mr. Rifan can consider selling devil fruit to me after I have enough points in the future. Giant Panda Ray, I am also interested in devil fruit, and when I have saved enough points, please consider selling devil fruit to me, Rifan. Giant Panda Rifan, I don't have the idea of selling devil fruit for now, please understand Ms. Tatiana and Mr. Ray. Green Pheasant Koharu Momika, really, what a pity. When Master Rifan wants to sell devil fruit, please also consider the little girl. Green Pheasant Odashi, you bastard Momika, do you want to use the power of Giant Panda people? Green Pheasant Koharu Momika, but, it is true that Rifan is stronger now. If Mr. Odashi is equally powerful, I am also willing to make a deal with you. Green Pheasant Odashi, damn woman. Just watch, I'll be sending Rifan to King Yama soon. East Blue, Windmill Village. Odashi closed the communication bar that only he could see, and took several deep breaths to calm down his agitation. He raised his head to look at the Straw Hat Boy named Monkey D. Luffy not far away. Others don't know how Rifan achieved the achievement of becoming a devil fruit user first, and then achieving the achievement of obtaining devil fruit, but Odashi can probably guess the method used by Rifan. That Rifan must have the same talent as my seizing house. That's why he was able to cross over to get devil fruit and directly become a devil fruit user. If I can successfully seize Luffy's body, I can become a rubber devil fruit user. But how the hell did that guy do it? Obviously my talent of seizing house still needs to make Luffy trust me from the bottom of his heart and fulfill some other conditions. But why did that guy succeed so quickly? Could it be that he met a better fool than Luffy? Thinking of this, Odashi frowned tightly. It is no exaggeration to say that Luffy is already a good enough fool in his eyes. If there is someone who is easier to fool than Luffy, it is hard for Odashi to imagine what kind of person it is. Hey, Odashi, what are you doing? At this time, Luffy suddenly waved his hand and ran towards Odashi. Haha, nothing, Luffy. I was just thinking about our adventure to sea later. Seeing Luffy approaching, Odashi quickly shook his head and smiled again. So that's it, you're also thinking about going to sea. Shishishi, just right, I've already thought of a way to obtain a boat. Don't you want to go to sea with me? Let's go to the boat together now. It just so happens that you know how to sail, we will be able to go to sea very smoothly. Luffy held down his straw hat and looked at Odashi with a sunny face. Okay Luffy. But I still want to get some nautical charts and find out the currents and phenomena in the nearby sea, so I still need some books about navigation. Odashi said very seriously. As a professional fisherman of Blue Star, Odashi has rich experience in fishing. He knows the dangers of the sea, and he doesn't understand the dungeon world, so he is extremely cautious about going to sea immediately. Of course. But let's get the boat first. Luffy waved his hand, turned and ran in the direction he came from. A fierce light flashed in Odashi's eyes looking at Luffy's back, and then he followed Luffy's footsteps as if nothing had happened. The real world, Blue Star. A large number of viewers poured into Rifan's live broadcast room, staring fixedly at Rifan who was completely shrouded in a black mist. They are all attracted by the barrage on the top of Rifan in the live broadcast room of various countries. As the black mist surrounding Rifan dissipated, everyone's eyes immediately locked on an apple that looked exactly like an apple in the palm of Rifan's right hand. But it has a brown skin, and on the fruit with spiral lines on the skin. Is the strange-looking thing on Rifan's right hand the devil fruit? Chapter 11, Do you want our abilities, or us? It shouldn't be wrong, this thing has a lot of fate with the word devil at first glance. Strange, wasn't Rifan holding a normal apple earlier, why did it suddenly change? And what was his reason for wrapping himself and the fallen man with black mist earlier? I think, Rifan may be using a method we don't know to transfer the ability of the fallen man's devil fruit to the apple in his hand. Green Pheasant, how is this possible? Copy space clearly introduced that once the devil fruit user dies, the devil fruit will be randomly generated elsewhere. Goat, both the abyss and the copy space have appeared, and I won't be surprised if something like this happens. Now I somewhat understand why Teach would betray Whitebeard to get dark fruit. The power of this dark fruit is absolutely not easy. Camel, I suddenly felt that what our experts said was right, Rifan is indeed a member of our camel country. FK your ancestors camel man, go back and grow your camel. Bald eagle, dark fruit. Could it be that this fruit can help the ability to transfer other people's devil fruit to nearby fruits? And is it a coincidence that Rifan would choose to go to Blackbeard and get his abilities? Cole Lima, it should be a coincidence, and he doesn't know the specific power of dark fruit. It can only be said that he can guess that dark fruit is special through the relevant information of Blackbeard. After all, Blackbeard has done such crazy things as killing his partners for it. Green pheasant, dark fruit can take devil fruit, so wouldn't Rifan have many chances to get devil fruit in the future? The two women who were arrested are also devil fruit users. Could it be that Rifan tied them up just to take away their fruit power? Kolima, FK, Rifan is cheating. Bald Eagle, I just hope that the ability to take away other people's devil fruit is not unique to dark fruit. I hope that the reincarnators of our country can also have a similar method to take away other people's devil fruit. Hehe, just rely on the reincarnator of your country? Is that Ethan? Rifan has the ability to defeat 3 devil fruit users instantly, can your reincarnated person do it? Speaking of which, Bellamy is also a devil fruit user, why don't you let your Ethan take away his devil fruit power? Brother upstairs, forget it, their Ethan simply can't do this kind of thing. Rather than letting Ethan go, let Rifan take Bellamy's devil fruit, so that Rifan can get another devil fruit, haha. Haha, our Rifan seems to be able to be a devil fruit wholesaler and distribute devil fruit to other reincarnators in the future. In this way, he can have enough points to strengthen himself. Selling devil fruit, Rifan does have such an idea in his heart. But he also understands that if he doesn't want to sell the devil fruit cheaply, he can only collect the devil fruit in a short time. At this stage where all reincarnators are still figuring out, no one has enough points to buy devil fruit. This is the fruit of the explosion. Using dark fruit to capture devil fruit for the first time does not seem to be as difficult as imagined. I don't have Blackbeard's physique, so I shouldn't be able to eat 2 devil fruits. I don't know if I can get the qualification to eat 2 devil fruits by completing the achievement of copy space in the future. If I can really eat 2 devil fruits, it's not impossible to grab the shock fruit, which is said to be the most destructive, with Blackbeard in the future. Rifan thought in his heart, after carefully looking at the devil fruit in his hand, he included it in the personal space provided by the copy space for every reincarnators. Special items such as devil fruit and famous swords that can be traded between reincarnators can be stored in personal space. This can be regarded as giving Rifan a safe way to save devil fruit. Stop pretending to be asleep, 2 ladies over there. You are already awake, right? Rifan turned his head suddenly, looked at Robin not far away from him and said. However, Robin and Miss Valentine didn't respond, they just buried their heads, as if they were still in a coma. Rifan smiled, and brought a recliner to the 2 of them and sat down. As for me, I have the ability called Observation Haki. If you know this power, you should know that it allows me to clearly perceive the surrounding environment. When the devil fruit appeared in my hand just now, your breathing rhythm has obviously changed. If you don't open your eyes, then I will take it as that you don't intend to talk to me. Maybe, I will do the same thing to you as the gentleman lying over there. Rifan smiled and said, in order to increase his deterrence, he deliberately stretched out his hands and gently lifted the chins of Robin and Miss Valentine. If it wasn't for his inability to control his Conqueror's Haki proficiently and he is worried that using the uncontrolled Conqueror's Haki directly will cause some unnecessary troubles. He'll probably use some Conqueror's Haki now for better shock. Even without Conqueror's Haki, though. After being touched by Rifan's hands to her chin, Miss Valentine's body could not help but tremble slightly. Robin, on the other hand, seemed to feel that she could no longer pretend to be asleep, so she honestly opened her eyes. Unexpectedly, I can meet a man who can use Armament Haki and Observation Haki at the same time here in Grand Line. I'm curious, how did you get Mr. 5's Devil Fruit? And how did the Devil Fruit suddenly disappear from your hands just now? Robin raised the corner of her mouth and said calmly. It was as if she was not worried at all that she was tied up by Rifan. And Robin's voice made Miss Valentine also open her eyes, and looked at Rifan with a look of horror. She also saw the scene where the devil fruit in Rifan's hand suddenly disappeared. Audiences in the real world pricked up their ears when they heard Robin's question. They were already curious about the way Rifan obtained the devil fruit, and now they hoped that Rifan could reveal the secret. However, how could Rifan do what they wished? Well, that's my secret. Compared to this, it's better not to resist, ma'am. Just now, I already know your ability to grow arms out of thin air on my body. In order not to make the relationship between us more tense, I think it's better for us to have a good conversation. Rifan shrugged and said. Conversion. Since it's a conversation, can you tell me why you arrested the 2 of us? Is it to take away our devil fruit like the fallen Mr. 5 over there? Or, are you more interested in the 2 of us? Robin smiled knowingly. Although Rifan did not admit that it was he who took Mr. 5's devil fruit, but after seeing the scene just now, she had already acquiesced in her heart that it was Rifan's power that took away the devil fruit. Chapter 12, I want to gather the best crew and become the best pirate group. That's a good question. In theory, I care more about you now. Rifan rested his chin on one hand and said with a smile on his face. As soon as the words fell, Miss Valentine's body trembled immediately, and the scene of being pushed down, played with, enslaved, and even auctioned off as a slave emerged in her mind. All of a sudden, her whole body trembled more and more. Rifan cast a glance at Miss Valentine, knowing she had misunderstood what he meant, believing that what he said about caring for them was truly holding them. In fact, Rifan's heart is to try to develop Robin and Miss Valentine into his own partners. Although the potential of Miss Valentine is not as powerful as Robin. But in the absence of a partner right now, Rifan doesn't have much choice. At least, this woman looks pretty good looking, and it's not completely without merit. Rifan looked up and down at Miss Valentine, who had short blonde hair, a yellow hat, earrings shaped like lemon slices, and a yellow short dress with lemon slice patterns, looking youthful and lovely. What Rifan didn't know was that the scrutiny in his eyes made Miss Valentine more and more sure of her thoughts. For a moment, Miss Valentine couldn't help but put her legs together, her face blushing a little. This man is the type who likes women. Robin frowned slightly, and when she was thinking about whether to use some knowledge of charm to make Rifan let down his guard and run away, Rifan spoke. To be honest, I'm planning to set up a pirate group, and I'm recruiting enough good people to be my crew. I can see that both of you are devil fruit users. It would be a pity if you were to be killed like this. So, I hope you can become the crew of my pirate group. In this way, I can write off your previous attack on me without authorization. Hearing this, Robin and Miss Valentine were slightly stunned, and looked at Rifan's serious face with some surprise. Damn it, Rifan really wants to form a pirate group by himself, we guessed it right earlier. Goat, does Rifan from Giant Panda actually want to take a different path from other reincarnators, but does this method really work? Bald Eagle, hehe, do you need to talk about it? The copy space only said that the reincarnated people will become crew members. For Rifan plan, this is a waste of effort. Not always. So far, several hidden achievements have been achieved by the reincarnated people. So the first reincarnated person who became the captain is entirely possible to become a new hidden achievement. Green Pheasant, Tisk, although I don't want Rifan to succeed. But what the man above said is not unreasonable. Rifan is now going straight to become the captain, and he must have received the corresponding task from the copy space. Camel, if there is a captain, how is it different from a crew? Are you curious, foreign friends? If you are curious, you can keep watching at our Rifan, and he will give the answer in a short time, haha. Perhaps, the reincarnated people in your country have to thank our Rifan. As long as he can succeed, the copy space will definitely notify every reincarnator of the achievement. At that time, maybe your reincarnators can follow suit, haha. You don't want us to be your women, you just want us to be your partners. Miss Valentine opened her mouth wide and asked Rifan tremblingly. My women, that's a good proposal. If you two have this idea, I would be very happy to be your man while becoming your captain. Rifan smiled and said. At this point, Miss Valentine, whose nervousness had been relieved just now, lowered her head nervously again. You said you formed a pirate group, so what is your purpose? Just want to burn and loot? Want fame, fortune, beauty? Robin asked calmly. How is it possible? Simply burning and looting is too low level. My target is the treasure of the Pirate King Gold Roger the One Piece. After obtaining One Piece, whether it's fame, wealth, or beauty, I can easily get it. For this reason, I want to go to sea, gather the best partners, and form the best pirate team. Rifan opened his hands with a smile on his face. You know, the copy space has already mentioned the importance of One Piece before the selection of reincarnation. If the reincarnators want to return to the real world from the copy space, someone needs to find the One Piece. Of course, finding One Piece also means that the reincarnators can reap a lot of rewards. Is it the treasure of the Pirate King Roger? In this era, there are still pirates dreaming of such an illusory existence. Robin shook her head and said. How could it be an illusory existence? I believe that One Piece exists somewhere in this world. Finding it is my dream. Does it mean that the two of you don't have any dreams you want to realize? If you also have dreams that you want to realize, you should be able to understand me. Rifan tried his best to act very excited, like a real pirate who is keen to find the One Piece and become the Pirate King. Chapter 13, Makita's Invitation Mission, I'll help you realize your dream. My dream. Robin pursed her lips, with a complicated look on her face. Thinking of the dream of knowing the 100 years of blank history that she has not been able to realize for so many years, and thinking of the poneglyph buried in the alabasta. A strong desire to survive ignited in Robin's heart. I definitely have to leave from here alive. At least I can't have an accident until I can read the poneglyph in alabasta. Robin's eyes gradually became firmer. And this scene, of course, could not escape the perception of Rifan, who has 5 keen senses. I've already talked about my dream, you two might as well talk about your dreams. Let's start with you, this lovely lady with short blonde hair. Speaking of which, what should I call you? Rifan turned his head, looked at Miss Valentine and asked. I don't have a dream. Miss Valentine said tremblingly, not daring to look into Rifan's eyes. How could it be? If a person has no dreams, wouldn't he be like a dead person? Speak, no matter how big or small, you can speak your dreams. Rifan insisted on asking. I really don't have any big dreams. I just have a small goal. Miss Valentine is going to cry. Now she just wants to escape quickly, how can she be in the mood to talk about her dreams? Perhaps because she was too scared and it consumed her energy, Miss Valentine's stomach suddenly gurgled. But because of fear, she didn't feel shy about it. Rifan smiled, got up and walked to the table beside him, and brought over the plate of food that had already been prepared. Come on, this is the chocolate cake I just made, try it. And this lemon tea, which I just made earlier, is still fresh, try it. Rifan picked up a spoonful of chocolate cake with a spoon and handed it to Miss Valentine's mouth, saying with a gentle face. Miss Valentine stared blankly at the chocolate cake and lemon tea in front of her, and blinked her eyes with some doubts. She didn't understand why the man in front of her could just bring out her favorite food and drink. In any case, Miss Valentine would never have imagined that because of Rifan's understanding of One Piece comics in his previous life, he already knew some favorite foods of the characters in it. Even a character like Miss Valentine, he can tell her favorite food and know her dreams. What Rifan is trying to do now is to let Robin and Miss Valentine successfully become his crew through their favorite food and their dreams. So sweet. I've never had such a sweet chocolate cake, how did you do it? After Miss Valentine took the chocolate cake on the spoon with her mouth, her eyes lit up immediately. During her excitement, she even forgot about her situation, and excitedly asked Rifan about how to make Rifan's chocolate cake. Rifan was not too surprised, he knew that Miss Valentine had a dream of opening a chocolate shop and making chocolate. It's good, right? If you want to learn, it's not that I can't teach you. Also, you just said that you have no dreams, only a small goal, right? In my opinion, isn't a small goal a dream? Just like me, I once had a little dream. In the past, before I dreamed of becoming the Pirate King, I dreamed of opening a chocolate shop and making the most delicious chocolates and pastries. While talking, Rifan continued to put the chocolate cake on the dinner plate into Miss Valentine's mouth spoon by spoon. At the end, he enthusiastically helped her drink a sip of lemon tea. What? Have you ever wanted to open a chocolate shop? Miss Valentine exclaimed. That's right. Wait, looking at your expression. Could it be that the small goal you said earlier is to open a chocolate shop? Rifan raised his eyebrows and asked curiously. No. That's right. I have dreamed of opening a chocolate shop and learning to make the most delicious chocolate since I was a child. Also, chocolate and lemon tea are my favorite snacks. Miss Valentine pursed her lips and said. Perhaps it was because of the influence of the delicious chocolate cake and lemon tea made by Rifan, or perhaps the talk about the dream that has always been there. Miss Valentine's tone is not as tense as it was at the beginning. So there is such a thing, the two of us are so destined. By the way, can you tell me what kind of chocolate shop you want to open? Also, what kind of chocolate do you make? By the way, let me start now. I have studied a lot of chocolate making methods. Rifan stood up, put the plate on his seat, put his hands on Miss Valentine's shoulders with a warm face, and started chatting about the chocolate shop and chocolate. Under Rifan's deliberate guidance, Miss Valentine's complexion became more and more relaxed, and the topics gradually increased. In the end, Rifan even untied the rope that bound her, took her hand and talked about more chocolates. On the side, Robin looked at Rifan and Miss Valentine who were chatting happily, and looked at the remaining lemon tea, chocolate cake, untouched sandwiches and black tea on the plate, and her face became a little strange. The same dream as Miss Valentine, the food that Miss Valentine likes. There are also sandwiches and black tea that I like. Are these all coincidences? Robin thought to herself. It sounds like a very professional method of making chocolate. Is there anyone who knows how to make chocolate? Can you tell me that the method mentioned by Rifan can make chocolate and chocolate cake? Of course. Judging from my 30 years of experience as a pastry chef, Rifan is definitely a professional in making chocolate and chocolate cakes. I see, it seems that Rifan is not only good at making pie, but also chocolate. Then again, Rifan talks so much with this girl with short blonde hair, so he wanted to start with chocolate and invite her to be his partner. It should be right, let's just watch quietly. Chocolate, you can still use this method to make it, Rifan, you are a genius. Miss Valentine looked at Rifan with bright eyes and said. You're not bad too, Makita, if it's you, you'll definitely be able to reach my level in the future. Rifan said with a smile. After communicating for a while, Rifan already knew from Miss Valentine that her name is Makita. After a pause, Rifan suddenly seemed to think of something, and stretched out his hands to hold Makita's hands tightly. R.I. Rifan. Makita blinked, and looked at Rifan's slightly excited face in a daze. Hey, Makita, come and become the pastry chef of my pirate group. If I can act together with you in the future and watch you slowly grow into the best pastry chef and open the best chocolate shop. Presumably I, who once had the same dream as you, would be quite happy. Makita, I want to see you live out your dreams. You should and want to be able to realize your dreams, right? Rifan's face was serious, and his eyes looked extremely serious at this moment. Rifan. Makita stared blankly at Rifan. After talking for a period of time, the dream that she had buried in her heart had indeed slowly recovered. Looking into Rifan's eyes, thinking about the chocolates and chocolate shop that Rifan said earlier, she nodded involuntarily. Okay, okay. If you can teach me how to make chocolate, Rifan, I can be your crew member. After Makita's voice fell, Rifan's mind immediately heard the ethereal voice of the copy space. Rifan from Giant Panda, congratulations on triggering Makita's invitation task, guiding Makita to make chocolate. Please instruct Makita to learn at least 10 kinds of chocolate or chocolate pastries that can surprise her. After completing the invitation task, Makita will bear your mark and officially become your crew member. Chapter 14, The Captain's Journey is completed, the first captain. Hearing the prompt in his mind, Rifan was overjoyed. 10 ways to make chocolate or chocolate cakes that are enough to surprise Makita, which may be a difficult thing for others. After all, after communicating with Makita, Rifan discovered that Makita also has certain accomplishments in making chocolate. However, Rifan, whose cooking capabilities are at its peak, finds it easy to accomplish this invitation task. Thank you, Makita. Don't worry, I will teach you all my skills about making chocolate and pastries. From now on, you will be the pastry chef of my pirate group. After I have a boat, I will build a room for you to make chocolates and pastries. Come on, I can't wait to teach you how to make chocolate. Rifan put his hands on Makita's shoulders and said seriously. Makita nodded with a smile. At this moment, she has completely lost her fear of Rifan. As for Mr. 5's death, she and Mr. 5 were just a pure partnership, and she didn't have much feeling in her heart about Mr. 5's death. Soon, she immersed herself in the joy of learning to make chocolate under the guidance of Rifan. As for Robin, although she wanted to use her ability to escape several times when Rifan was guiding Makita, but every time it was detected by Rifan using observation Haki. Slowly, she could only temporarily give up the idea of escaping and think of new ways to escape. Time passed slowly, just after the Blue Star audience watched Rifan's live teaching for about 2 hours. Makita finally finished learning and making the 10th chocolate pastry. After Makita tasted her own works one by one under the leadership of Rifan, with a look of surprise and joy, the hint of the copy space sounded in Rifan's mind. Rifan from Giant Panda. Congratulations on completing Makita's invitation task. Guide Makita to make chocolate and get 500 points. The captain's seal has been automatically distributed to your personal inventory. You can imagine the seal pattern in your mind. Using the captain's seal to tattoo Makita, she will officially become your crew member. A tattoos. Is this what the copy space means by leaving marks on your partners? Rifan raised his eyebrows. While Makita was savoring her own work happily, he focused on the captain's seal in the props bar and completed the construction of the seal group in a little time. Makita, let me tattoo the seal of my pirate group for you. In this way, we are official partners. Rifan flipped his hands over and took out the captain's seal from the props bar, and said to Makita with a smile on his face. In this regard, Makita did not refuse, and stretched out her right hand to let Rifan tattoo the seal representing their pirate group on the back of her hand. Makita has officially landed as your crew member, crew number 01. Makita's suitable positions have been screened out based on her talents. Please check and choose. Note, the higher the rank of the crew, the higher the rewards you can get as the captain. Rifan raised his eyebrows, his eyes quickly glanced over the positions of the pirates that Makita could adapt to, and soon locked on the column of pastry chef. Makita's talent as a pastry chef is proficiency, which is already the highest among all the positions she can adapt to. Sure enough, Makita is going to be my pastry chef. After thinking for a while, Rifan directly reached the copy space and fixed Makita's position as pastry chef. Congratulations, you have successfully invited pastry chef Makita. The rank of the position is detected, proficient. A special reward of 500 points will be awarded after it was confirmed. You have completed the Captain's Way mission, and you will be rewarded with 500 points. Please name your pirate group. A total of 1000 points will be rewarded for completing Makita's invitation mission and completing the Captain's Way mission. Can the pastry chef who has obtained the proficiency level also be able to obtain 500 points? In this way, even without the talent of my strengthened partner to return itself in equal multiples, other reincarnators can quickly gain points by inviting partners with positions. It seems that I have to hurry up my plan and invite as many partners as possible to join my team. Thinking of this, Rifan couldn't help but take a look at Robin, who seemed very quiet. Later, Rifan named his pirate group the Black Pearl Pirates. Black symbolizes his dark fruit ability, while the word pearl symbolizes wealth. Rifan hopes that his pirate group can also get more wealth and rewards in future expeditions. Naming successful. Please continue to develop your pirate group and upgrade your pirate group as soon as possible. The specific upgrade conditions have been issued, please check for yourself. Your personal attribute has been refreshed, please check it yourself. Makita's personal attributes have been updated, please check for yourself. Hearing the hint from the copy space, Rifan is planning to take a look at Makita's personal attributes. The next moment, a brand new reminder came to Rifan's mind. At the same time, the same reminder was instantly transmitted to the minds of all reincarnators in Pirate World and all related live broadcast rooms in Blue Star World. Rifan from Giant Panda completed the task of Captain's Way and fulfilled the achievement, the first reincarnation to become the captain of the pirate group. Special rewards: Small Bark and Teleportation Pointer. TL/N, Small Bark is a sailing ship, typically with 3 masts, in which the foremast and mainmast are square-rigged and the mizzenmast is rigged fore and aft. The position of captain has been opened, and the reincarnators of the dungeon world can become the captain by accepting the task of the Way of the Captain. Rifan from Giant Panda completed the achievement, the first pirate captain with a pastry chef, and a special reward of 500 points. Remarks: using the teleportation pointer, you can specify an island within 20,000 meters from the reincarnator for teleportation. The unit of teleportation is the pirate ship. Chapter 15, Jealousy. Ha ha ha. Sure enough, Rifan is really starting to act to become the captain. It's great, this time he got 2000 points directly, and now he completely left all the reincarnators behind. Too amazing, 2 achievements at once. However, the pastry chef must be referring to Makita. It seems that after becoming the captain, if you are the first to invite a crew member with a certain position, you may achieve achievements and get rewards. Green Pheasant, Tisk, what's the big deal? Even with these 500 points, Rifan can no longer buy resurrection coins. I think you are being sour. Even if he can't buy resurrection coins, just use these 500 points to strengthen himself, that can make him much stronger. That's right, when I saw that Rifan threw a random punch, Otoshi, Koharu and others in your country would be directly beaten into a puddle of meat. Not only that, but now Rifan is the only one who has become the captain. As long as he works harder, he may monopolize a lot of achievement rewards like inviting Makita. There is also the teleportation pointer. With this thing, it is equivalent to having a scroll back to the city. If it is really dangerous, he can run away with his partner. Bald Eagle, you can run for a while, but you can't run forever. And I just read the introduction of captain. To become a captain, you can't get points through battles. I want to see how far your Rifan can go. You can't get points through battles, but you can get points by cultivating partners. Not to mention, I am completely convinced by Rifan now. Goat, the two identities of captain and crew have their own advantages, and the reincarnators will think carefully before making a decision after seeing it. Zebra, 2000 points seems like a lot, but if it used to train an entire pirate group. In my opinion, it is better to be a crew member. One Piece World, the communication interface of reincarnators. Giant Panda, Ray, so that's it, there is still a way of captain aside from being a crew. Thanks you Rifan for your ideas. Bald Eagle Ethan, hehe, a captain it's so interesting, I want to meet you more and more now, Rifan. Green Pheasant, Koharu Momika, as expected of Rifan, he can always think of ideas that ordinary people can't think of. I'm now interested in meeting you. Camel, Nasser, damn it, I just became a crew member, so wouldn't I be able to fight for the reward of being the first to invite a certain position partner? Having said that, are all the women in Green Pheasant this cheap? Why don't you just take off your clothes and lie down in front of Rifan? Green Pheasant, Koharu Momika, if Rifan needs it, I'm very happy to offer this body of mine, but I don't know if Rifan can respond to my feeling. Also, Nasar from Camel, you better take care of your own affairs. Green Pheasant, Odashi, bastard Rifan. How dare you steal my achievements, don't let me see you, or I will make your life worse than death. Brown Bear, Tatiana, this guy, is he crazy? Or is this guy also working hard to become a captain? Giant Panda, Ray, no matter what, if this man wants to attack Rifan, then he is also my enemy. East Blue, Windmill Village. Odashi angrily turned off the personal panel in front of him, and ruthlessly threw the nautical chart in his hand to the ground. Hey? What's the matter with you, Odashi? Luffy was chomping down on the meat, and immediately became puzzled when he saw the movements of the Odashi. No nothing, Luffy, I just have a stomachache, haha. Odashi smiled awkwardly. He didn't dare to say that he was angry because he didn't succeed in taking Luffy's body earlier and became the captain directly, and then achieved the achievement of the first reincarnation to become the captain before Rifan. If that's the case, he thinks Luffy might give him a rubber gun even though he's being naive. Stomach hurts, then let me help you eat your food, shishi. Luffy smiled, and stretched out his hand without Odashi's consent, and rolled up the barbecue in front of Odashi, leaving Odashi messed up in the wind. Gaia Island, Mock Town. With a thought in Rifan's mind, his own personal attributes immediately appeared in front of his eyes. Pirates, Black Pearl Pirates, Level 1. Name, Rifan. Age, 25 years old. Position, Captain. Talent, strengthen the crew, equal returns. Points, 2000 points. Physique, 110 points. Physical level, D level. Devil Fruit, Dark Fruit. Special abilities, Primary Armament Haki, Primary Observation Haki, Primary Conqueror's Haki. Props, Small 3-masted sailboat, Teleportation Pointer, Explosive Fruit. Partner, Makita. 2000 points, this time is really a bumper harvest. I don't know how much I can achieve with all the 2000 points on my body. Rifan raised his eyebrows, and opened Makita's personal attributes to check. Pirates, Black Pearl Pirates, Level 1. Name, Makita. Age, 22 years old. Crew number, 01. Position, Pastry Chef, Skilled. Physique, 100. Physical level, D level. Devil Fruit, Light Lion Fruit. Special ability, none. Loyalty, 40, Friendly Contacts. The loyalty is only 40 points. Forget it, after all, she just joined. Let's find a way to increase Makita's loyalty later. Rifan took a deep look at Makita and thought in his heart. You know, if the crew betrays, he, the captain, will also be punished by the copy space. In order to avoid such a situation, increasing Makita's loyalty is naturally the most important thing to do right now. Captain Rifan, is there something on my face, looking at me like this? Rifan's sight caught Makita's attention, she tilted her head and asked Rifan curiously. It's nothing, I'm just happy to have a cute girl like Makita join my pirate team. I am really lucky as a captain. Also, you have chocolate sauce on your face. As Rifan said, he took out a handkerchief and wiped the chocolate sauce on Makita's face. Makita smiled shyly, although she did a lot of shady work for Baroque works. But a good-looking man like Rifan who also loves chocolate and guides her to make chocolate has never appeared before. Now she was suddenly touched by Rifan on the face, even through a handkerchief. Makita was still a little embarrassed. Here, the handkerchief, remember to wipe it after eating chocolate pastry. Rifan put the handkerchief in Makita's hand and said with a smile on his face. Thank you. Makita carefully put the handkerchief into her skirt pocket. Then, as if suddenly thinking of something, she said to Rifan worriedly. Captain Rifan, I am an agent of Baroque work. Now that I have betrayed Baroque works and become your crewmates, my former boss will definitely send dangerous killers to assassinate me. After finishing speaking, Makita glanced intentionally or unintentionally at Robin, who was the assistant to the boss of the Baroque work not far away. Don't worry Makita, I will never let anyone hurt my crew. Your ex-boss can't hurt you unless he stepped on my dead body. Rifan patted his chest and assured Makita earnestly. Captain Rifan. Makita looked at Rifan moved. Rifan rubbed Makita's smooth hair with a smile on his face. Immediately open the personal attributes panel again to confirm the detailed requirements for fleet upgrades. Black Pearl Pirates, the current level is level 1. The conditions for Black Pearl Pirates to be upgraded to level 2 are as follows. 1. Successfully invited 4 partners with position talents to become crew members. 2. One of the crew members needs to be at the excellent level. 3. As the captain of the pirates, you need to get a reward of no less than 5 million berry. 4. The overall bounty offered by the pirates group is not less than 10 million berry. Remarks: when you complete the upgrade mission of the pirate group, the more excellent your crew you invite, the higher your personal bounty, the higher the bounty of the pirate group as a whole, the better rewards you can get. To invite 4 partners to board the ship, one partner's professional skills must reach an excellent level. Thinking about it, Robin's talent in archaeology should reach an excellent level. And there is a reward to be offered. Sure enough, I need to do some big things in the future. In terms of the partners I invite, I also have to pursue quality. It would be great if I were in East Blue, and if I were in East Blue, I would be able to invite Nami directly. With her navigating skills, she should be considered a very good partner. Rifan thought in his heart. Chapter 16, Special Gift, Start Strengthening. Hehe, is it really okay to deceive a little girl like this, Rifan? Baroque work is not an organization that can be formed by random people. If you knew the true identity of the boss behind Baroque works, you might regret what you said just now. At this time, Robin suddenly said that. Robin's voice made Rifan and Makita turn their heads involuntarily. Compared to Rifan who knows the identity of the behind-the-scene boss of Baroque works, Makita felt a little worried again when she heard Robin's serious words. Rifan patted Makita on the shoulder, gave her a reassuring smile, and walked in front of Robin. I have no intention of deceiving Makita. As long as it's my crew, I treat them like family. Not to mention a cute girl like Makita. How about you, Miss All Sunday, are you willing to leave the boss you're working for? How about becoming a member of my Black Pearl Pirates? Hearing this, Robin had a faint smile on her face. I'm not as easy to deceive as Miss Valentine next to you. If you want to let me be your crew member by helping others realize their dreams, I advise you, save your time. Instead of this, let's make a deal, Rifan. Hearing this, Rifan also became interested. A deal? I don't know what kind of deal Miss All Sunday wants to make with me. It's very simple. You let me go, and I tell the boss behind me that Miss Valentine and Mr. Five have died because of the mission. In this way, the boss will not send killers to hunt down Miss Valentine. I see, this sounds like a good deal. But why do you think I will agree, Miss All Sunday? Just because the boss behind the Baroque workshop is Crocodile, one of the 7 warlords of the sea. Speaking of this, the smile on Robin's face was even bigger. This is the way she came up with to escape. Threatening Rifan using Crocodile. She believes that with the deterrent power of the 7 warlords of the sea in this sea, newcomer pirates like Rifan must be extremely afraid of it. Of course, she had a backup plan in case this method failed. If Rifan is stunned, he usually doesn't care about Crocodile's deterrent power, and even simply doesn't believe that Crocodile is the behind-the-scenes boss of Baroque works. Robin decided to join Rifan's team for the time being, and then seek a way out. Holy moly! 7 Warlords of the Sea! Is this the 7 Warlords of the Sea, one of the 3 Grand Line factions, that Copy Space introduced? No way, Rifan is so unlucky that he directly confronted one of the biggest forces in the Grand Line. Green Pheasant, haha, there's something to watch, let's see how your Rifan dies. FKU, what this miss said all Sunday is not necessarily correct, our Rifan is not so easy to lose. Bald Eagle, yes, I see how long your Rifan can survive, haha. Crow, Crocodile, no way. Miss all Sunday, you should be joking right? Makita's beautiful eyes widened, and her whole body trembled. That's a vicious person who was recognized by the world government, and his original bounty was 81 million berry. I'm not lying, but it's up to you whether you want to believe it or not. Robin said with a smile on her face. Captain Rifan, let's accept Miss All Sunday's deal. In any case, if we are targeted by that man, we will be in a very difficult situation. Makita grabbed Rifan's sleeve and said in panic. Rifan looked at Makita's face. At this moment, he even suspected that if he said he would not accept Robin's deal, Makita's loyalty might even decline. He touched his chin, as if thinking about Makita's proposal. After a while, a little smile appeared on Rifan's face again. Makita, you are worried about what Miss All Sunday said because you lack strength. Don't worry, your captain is not a simple pirate. I'm also strong. Of course, just saying that may not allay your worries. So I plan to give you a special gift. Rifan said, without waiting for Makita to react, he directly grabbed Makita's right hand with the pirate tattoo. Copy Space, I want to spend all my points to strengthen Makita. Rifan, your application has been received, starting to strengthen Makita. Your talent strengthen your partner, equal return has been activated, start to strengthen yourself. Chapter 17, Do you want to find the poneglyphs together, Robin? It's hot. Makita exclaimed, and quickly looked at the pirate tattoo on the back of her hand that was emitting a little light and becoming hot at the same time. Just when Makita was wondering, she suddenly felt a strong warm current pouring into her body from Rifan's hand. As this warm current swam quickly through her body, Makita clearly felt that her body was getting stronger rapidly in an indescribable way. 2,000 points of physical strengthening, the improvement brought about is obvious. If it is said that Rifan just thought that he could blow up a cow at the beginning. Now, Rifan even felt that he could go head-to-head with the Sea Kings. Like Rifan, Makita also had a similar feeling in her heart. Enhancement is complete, Rifan, your personal attribute has been refreshed, please check it yourself. Enhancement is complete, the personal attributes of your crew member pastry chef Makita have been refreshed, please check it yourself. This feeling, this power. Captain Rifan, how on earth did you do it? Makita was so excited, she raised her fists and waved to the side while talking. It was just a simple boxing action, which actually directly caused a gust of wind in the room. The wreckage on the dining table not far away was blown directly to the wall. Hehe, this is my magical power, Makita. How about it, are you still afraid of those 7 warlords of the sea? Rifan asked with a smile on his face. Great, Captain Rifan, your strength is really amazing. Makita embraced Rifan's shoulder excitedly, and kissed Rifan's face forcefully. She was really excited, although she didn't know the reason behind Rifan's power. But the strength in her body was several times stronger than before, even 10 times stronger, which made her loyalty to Rifan continue to increase. Soon it came to a terrible height. It also made her involuntarily have a relatively intimate move towards Rifan. Of course not. Crocodile or something is nothing. Captain Rifan, you are really amazing, you still have such power. Could it be that this is your devil fruit ability? After calming down a bit, Makita realized that she was still hanging on Rifan's body. Quickly let go of her hands and took a step back, blushing a little and said to Rifan. Hehe, this is indeed part of my ability. Makita, I am very happy that you have confidence in me as your captain. Rifan wiped the marks on his face, smiled and nodded. Immediately, he opened Makita's personal attributes and took a look, and his mood became more and more joyful. Pirates, Black Pearl Pirates. Name, Makita. Age, 22 years old. Crew number, 01. Position, Pastry Chef, Proficient. Physique, 2100. Physical level, D level. Devil Fruit, Kilo Fruit. Special ability, none. Loyalty, 80, Intimate. Loyalty has increased by 40 points, and it has reached the level of intimacy. That is also good to know, this way I can trust Makita. The 2000 points are not in vain. It seems that for some people who like power, exchanging points for loyalty is a good plan. Rifan stroked his chin, thinking to himself. FK. Rifan directly uses points to strengthen Makita, isn't he so brave? Too brave, I don't know how many points Rifan left to strengthen himself. Seeing that Makita is so happy, the points used to strengthen her must not be low. I hope Rifan can have enough points to strengthen himself. Kolima, is this Rifan's performance? It's really bad. Under normal circumstances, shouldn't everyone ensure their own strength first? Bald Eagle, that's right. If Makita chooses to betray after becoming stronger, I don't think Rifan will even have a chance to cry. Our Rifan does things of his choice, do he need your teaching? Look at Makita's current appearance, how could she betray? Indeed, I think Makita is almost in love with Rifan now, how could she betray him? Bald Eagle, hehe, let's wait and see. After gaining power, Makita began to experiment with her own power even more excitedly. As she posed in a boxing pose and kept waving her fists in the room, gusts of wind began to fly wildly in the room. After a while, a tornado-like whirlwind formed in the room. This scene stunned Robin on the side. As the person in charge of the Baroque work, she is quite aware of the power of Miss Valentine. Now Makita's strength is obviously wrong. In terms of strength alone, her strength can even be compared with Mr. 2 and Mr. 1. What the hell did that man do to her? At this moment, Robin couldn't help being curious about Rifan. How, are you curious? Join me if you're curious. In this way, maybe I can give you the same treatment as Makita. Rifan walked up to Nico Robin and spoke. Nico Robin. Robin stared at Rifan without speaking, as if she was really thinking about whether to join Rifan. However, 1 minute passed, 5 minutes passed, 10 minutes passed. Robin kept a calm expression like this, staring at Rifan motionlessly. At this time, even Makita had stopped trying her power, and looked at Rifan and Robin curiously. Just when she was thinking about whether to help her captain persuade Robin, she saw Rifan start to take off his clothes. "Ca Captain, you, what are you going to do?" Makita opened her eyes wide, looking at Rifan in disbelief. All of a sudden, the peachy scene that appeared in her mind before appeared again in her mind. However, the heroine in the fantasy has been automatically replaced by Robin. "Rifan, are you planning to get rough on me?" Robin raised her eyebrows, and said very calmly with a nervous smile on her face. "Using violence? Why do you say that, Miss All Sunday? Why did you take off your clothes if you didn't want to be rough on me?" "Clothes? You're talking about this? I'm sorry. I have a habit of taking off my clothes when I think of something. Please don't worry about it." "Hehe, it's really an interesting habit. Then don't you still have the habit of helping girls take off their clothes, such as my clothes?" Robin chuckled, looking at Rifan who had only boxers left. She intends to temporarily agree to Rifan to join his pirate group in order to protect herself. But before she could speak, Rifan made a move first. After confirming through the personal interface that Blue Star's live broadcast about himself has been blocked due to the privacy mechanism. With one step, Rifan arrived behind Robin almost instantly and untied the rope that bound her. Next, he will mention some information that reincarnators should not know. In order not to cause unreasonable speculation from the Blue Stars, he could only choose to take off his clothes in exchange for the shielding of the live broadcast room. "Miss All Sunday, your real name should be Nico Robin, the archaeologist from O'Hara. I heard that you are very interested in the lost centuries of history." "Just right, I know the location of some poneglyphs. Would you like to go looking for them with me?" Rifan laughed. Chapter 18, Nico Robin's Invitation Task. What? Why is the screen black in Rifan's live broadcast room? What happened? The privacy mechanism should be triggered. The copy space mentioned the rules. When the reincarnator is involved in the live broadcast range, or when the NPC has a large area of skin exposed, the live broadcast room will be black. And when the reincarnators go to the toilet, take a bath, sleep, etc., the live broadcast room will also turn black. However, why did Rifan take off his clothes just now? Hehe, needless to say, this guy Rifan must have seen that he couldn't invite that Miss All Sunday, so he planned to use force on her. It's a shame, I don't bother to be with such people. A wild dog appeared. Does Rifan need to take care of your mood when he acts? Or, are you all just jealous that Rifan has such an opportunity? That woman planned to break Rifan's neck at the beginning. According to me, even if Rifan really wanted to kill her, she would be responsible for it. Green Pheasant, sigh, such a beautiful big sister, what a pity to kill her, how nice it is to give her to me. For you? You become a reincarnator first and then talk about it. Wait with peace of mind, I think it may not be easy for Rifan to do so. In reality, the Blue Star viewers will never know that Rifan intends to talk about the historical poneglyph with Robin. He even wants to talk about the relationship between Gaia Island and Sky Island and so on. Rifan felt a little lucky. Fortunately, the copy space still has a privacy mechanism for reasons. Otherwise, his foresight ability would be exposed, which would inevitably bring some troubles. Even though he won't be affected in the copy space, after he completes the copy space and returns to Blue Star, this trouble may ferment. And this is what Rifan doesn't want to see. Hassle, less is always better. Captain Rifan, you said that Miss All Sunday is the devil child who offered a reward of 79 million berry. Makita exclaimed, her eyes stared straight at Robin in front of her. Robin frowned slightly, and a gleam flashed in her eyes towards Rifan. Not that she was surprised that Rifan recognized her identity. After all, over the years, even if she grows up, many people will still recognize her identity. What surprised her and really cared about it was the poneglyph mentioned by Rifan. Okay, it seems to be somewhat similar. Although the current age of Miss All Sunday is very different from the Nico Robin on the reward order. But these eyes look alike. Miss All Sunday, are you really Nico Robin? After looking up and down at Robin in front of her, Makita asked curiously. But Robin ignored Makita, and after being untied by Rifan, she got up and moved a little. Then she looked at Rifan curiously and asked. Do you really know where the poneglyph is, Rifan? Of course, Robin. I also know that you're working with Crocodile for Alabastus poneglyph. That's interesting, do you even know that? So, do you mean the one in Alabasta when you said you know where the poneglyph is? I know of more than one poneglyph, including the one in Alabasta, or perhaps should I say two. Having said this, Rifan couldn't help laughing mysteriously. In the One Piece animation, there is a poneglyph hidden under the Alabasta Desert ruins. Although this is somewhat different from the manga of One Piece. But if Robin really joins his group, Rifan still plans to take her to look for the poneglyph that exists in the anime. Alabasta has two poneglyph. Robin raised her eyebrows, her eyes fixed on Rifan's. It seems to want to see if Rifan is lying. Robin, do you know the legend of Sky Island? Before Robin had time to think, Rifan directly changed the topic to Sky Island. He wants to tell Robin the poneglyph of Sky Island. Although it is difficult to get to Sky Island, and it is too dangerous to take the rising current without an excellent navigator like Nami. But Rifan has a teleportation pointer in his hand, which makes it possible for him to go to Sky Island safely. Coupled with the power of Dark Fruit, Rifan has the confidence to kill even the god of Sky Island. After all, that guy is notoriously bad at fighting and careless. Thinking of depriving Enel of Thunder Fruit, Rifan couldn't help but licked his lips. Robin squinted her eyes, watching the way Rifan licked his lips, plus Rifan's current state of wearing boxers. She subconsciously thought that Rifan was thinking about some bad and sexual thoughts about her. Sky Island, why did you bring this up all of a sudden? Robin dismissed the strange thoughts in her mind, and asked Rifan. Actually, Sky Island exists, and on Sky Island, there is also a poneglyph. Sky Island has a poneglyph. Rifan, how do you prove this? Well, why don't you listen to me tell a story first, Robin? Rifan handed the previously prepared sandwiches and black tea to Robin, and slowly talked about Gaia Island, Sky Island, the Big Liar Noland and the Golden Shandora. The more Robin and Makita listened to Rifan's narration, the more surprised and confused they became. Until Rifan finished telling all the stories, the astonishment and doubts in the hearts of the two women reached the maximum level. Okay, that's amazing, it turns out that Noland didn't lie. The City of Gold really exists, but it was only because it was blown to the Sky Island at an altitude of 10,000 meters by the upwelling current, so he couldn't find the City of Gold when he came back. Doesn't that mean that as long as we can find the City of Gold, we can get a lot of treasure? Makita clasped her hands together, her eyes glowed a little bit. Rifan glanced at her, and vaguely saw the shadow of Nami, who loves money, on her body. It's really a wonderful story. If Sky Island is not a legend, maybe I will really believe it. Robin put down the empty plate and said with a smile on her face. Damn you woman, you don't believe in Captain Rifan, don't you believe in the existence of the City of Gold? When Makita heard what Robin said, she immediately turned around and scolded Robin. For her, Rifan is already an intimate existence. And the Golden City is the place she yearns for, so she naturally doesn't want Robin to deny Sky Island and the Golden City. Well, Miss Nico Robin. Let's make a bet, if I take you to Sky Island and find the Poneglyph, you will become my partner and a member of my pirate group, how about it? Rifan stretched out his hand and confidently proposed to Robin. Alright then. If you really find a Poneglyph on Sky Island, I will join you. But if you can't find it, please let me go. But don't worry, after I leave, I will explain to Crocodile that Mr. Five and Miss Valentine have died because of the mission. Robin held Rifan's hand and said. Rifan, you have triggered Nico Robin's invitation task, to find a Poneglyph in Sky Island. Finally. Rifan nodded to Robin with a smile on his face. I agree. Chapter 19, The Bellamy Pirates. So, is there any way you can get to Sky Island, Rifan? According to what you said just now, it is above 10,000 meters in the sky. Don't tell me you want to use the upwelling current you mentioned to go to Sky Island, right? Robin raised her hand and pointed to the sky. Don't worry, I naturally have my way. Rifan patted his chest voluntarily. The teleportation pointer allowed him to go to an island within 20,000 meters. Sky Island is just above the 10,000 meter altitude of Gaia Island. Even if there is a slight distance error between Sky Island and Gaia Island, Rifan feels that relying on the teleportation pointer is more than enough. But before that, let's make some preparations. I heard that Noland's descendants are now on the other side of the island under our feet. We can go find him and ask him about Sky Island. While talking, Rifan began to put on his own clothes. Although relying on the teleportation pointer, they do not need to rely on the method of Noland's descendant Mont Blanc Cricket to go to Sky Island. But Rifan wanted to see if he could receive some hidden commission through that guy. After all, Sky Island has long been a legend on the Grand Line. A descendant of Noland, I understand. Robin watched Rifan put on clothes one by one curiously. For a moment, she couldn't understand if Rifan's undressing was really a subconscious habit, or he just wanted to use this method to threaten her. At the same time, as Rifan put on his clothes, the live broadcast room about him resumed immediately. Seeing Rifan, Makita, and Robin leaving the room together and walking along the street to the distance, the audience was a little curious. What the hell happened? Why does the scene look harmonious? What method did Rifan use to make Miss All Sunday be so honest? Do you think Nico Robin has joined Rifan's team? If she joins, we should be able to get relevant reminders here. Could it be that Rifan has actually received a mission to invite Miss All Sunday, and Rifan is going to complete this invitation mission now? It is worth looking forward to. Maybe we will hear the reminder of Rifan getting rewards again soon, haha. Wait, what? Why do the guys walking across the street look familiar? Damn, you saw that right upstairs, the pirates on the opposite side are members of the Bellamy Pirates. I saw them in Ethan's live broadcast room. I remember that the man in the lead seemed to be Rivers, the gunner of the Bellamy Pirates. I remembered it too. Let's see if that guy Ethan is in the crowd. I've already gone to Ethan's live broadcast room. That guy is still in the Bellamy Pirates station, and he's not behind that guy Rivers. A pity. I don't know why, but I always feel that Ethan is going to run into Rifan. Bald Eagle Passerby F, hehe, are we finally going to see the scene where Ethan beats Rifan to the ground, ha ha ha. Bald Eagle Passerby G, the scene we like to see is about to appear. What are you talking about? You pray that Rifan will not have an intersection with the Bellamy Pirates, otherwise your Reincarnator will be in bad luck. Speaking of which, Captain Rifan, do you know the exact location of that descendant of Noland? The three were talking and laughing as they walked on the street. Makita suddenly asked Rifan. Well, Mont Blanc Cricket should be quite famous on this island, we can find someone to ask about it. Rifan touched his chin and said tentatively. The conversation between the two made the Bellamy Pirates, who were about to pass them by, stop involuntarily, and looked at Rifan and the others with some doubts. Hey? What's up with you guys? Could it be that you know Mont Blanc Cricket? Rifan noticed the gazes of Rivers and others, and asked them curiously. Although Rivers is the gunner of the Bellamy Pirates, even Rifan, a person who has studied the original work of One Piece, has no way to recognize a character of this level. He only thought that Rivers and the others were attracted by the conversation between him and Makita. Of course I do. What do you want to do with him? Rivers asked Rifan curiously after signaling his buddy behind him to be quiet. It's nothing serious, I just want to talk to them about Sky Island. If you know his exact location, please let me know. Rifan said. However, as soon as Rifan's words fell, Rivers and his companion behind him burst into laughter. Haha, yet another idiot caught up in Sky Island lore. What age is this? Does anyone still believe in Sky Island? That Mont Blanc's descendant is an idiot, and this guy is also an idiot. Ha ha ha. Hearing everyone's ridicule, Makita suddenly frowned. Although in front of Rifan, she behaved very honestly. But in fact, she also has a fiery side. Otherwise, there is no way to become a senior agent of Baroque Works. In addition to the 2,000 point physical bonus just obtained because of Rifan's help, she immediately stood up when she heard the ridicule of everyone. You bastards, how dare you laugh at Captain Rifan, do you want to die? Makita clenched her fists tightly, as if she would strike at any moment. Hehe, she is really a hot girl. You want to know where Mont Blanc cricket is, right? I can tell you. Go straight along this street, walk out of this mock town, and you will be able to meet that guy on the other side of this island. Rivers chuckled and pointed to a street. Thanks. Rifan nodded slightly. Since the other party pointed the way for him, he didn't intend to pursue Rivers and others for laughing at him. Originally, he was prepared to be laughed at when he questioned Sky Island and Mont Blanc cricket. However, just when Rifan wanted to take Makita and Robin and turned around towards the street pointed by Rivers, Rivers suddenly stopped in front of them. Anything else? Rifan raised his eyebrows, and looked calmly at Rivers who had no eyebrows in front of him. Hehe, I tell you the location of that guy. Shouldn't you thank me well? Rivers said with a grinning face. Thanks, do you want berry? I don't need that kind of thing. Then what do you want? The two women behind you are good, give me. Boom. Before Rivers finished speaking, Rifan punched him directly on the head. Click. Accompanied by a crisp bone-cracking sound, Rivers's whole body directly hit the ground. The strong residual force even shattered the ground where Rivers was. Unfortunately, you found fault with the wrong person. Rifan glanced at Rivers who was lying on the ground, and then looked at the others. So what about you, do you want to be like this guy? Hearing Rifan's words, Rivers's partners couldn't help swallowing in horror, and didn't dare to move at all. They didn't see clearly how Rifan punched just now. And Rivers is the strongest among them, and now he is easily knocked out by Rifan. How dare they continue to provoke Rifan? Let's go, everyone. Seeing that the rest of the people were not talking, Rifan led the two along the street to the distance. And when Rifan walked away, the rest of the pirates picked up Rivers' body and ran towards the Bellamy pirates' place. I suddenly had a premonition. Brother upstairs, I have the same premonition as you. Bald Eagle, haha, you guys are done. Rifan attacked the members of the Bellamy pirates, and the Bellamy pirates will definitely come back to trouble Rifan later. Kangaroo, Ethan is still on Bellamy's side now. After those guys who were with Rivers arrive, as long as they say Rifan's name, Ethan should be able to realize that Rifan is also on this island, right? Cole Lima, so, we can see the picture of Ethan solving Rifan? Chapter 20, Ethan, what? That guy Rifan is also on this island. Solve Rifan? It's really a beautiful wish. You should think about who you should rely on to return to Blue Star to deal with the Abyss problem after losing Ethan. Bald Eagle passerby, don't talk too much, people from Giant Panda. For the last achievement, your Rifan only got 1000 points after all the effort. He used part of it to strengthen Makita, how strong can he be? Bald Eagle passerby d, that's right. Not so long ago, Bellamy showed the power of his spring fruit, and your Rifan was nothing. Our Rifan is not alone. There are Makita and Miss All Sunday by his side. Miss All Sunday? I think she might take advantage of the Bellamy pirates' attack and join forces with the Bellamy pirates to deal with Rifan. Ha ha ha. Shut up, you lost dog, be careful of being slapped in the face. Even some lost dogs in Giant Panda are not happy with Rifan's achievements and rewards in copy space. Not to mention those viewers who themselves come from countries that are in conflict with Giant Panda. At this moment, they saw a conflict between Rifan and the Bellamy pirates. A large number of foreign viewers began to pour into Rifan and Ethan's live broadcast room. Most foreign audiences are expecting Ethan to prevent Rifan from continuing to develop. Mock Town, near where the Bellamy pirates are stationed. The main force of the Bellamy pirates just finished a battle with an unknown pirate. Nice job, Ethan. Although your physical strength is a bit weak, you are really good at using muskets. I want you to be the sniper of my pirate group. And your ability to recover quickly is really perverted, you should have eaten devil fruit too. Bellamy walked to Ethan's side and patted Ethan's shoulder enthusiastically. In the battle just now, Bellamy witnessed with his own eyes the fight of Ethan, a newcomer to the Bellamy pirates, charging forward and fighting bravely. Relying on that unique gun technique and body recovery ability, many enemies were killed by Ethan. Bellamy even saw Ethan kill the other side's deputy captain with his own hands. Bellamy couldn't help being happy for accepting such a newcomer, completely unaware that the reason why Ethan was so active in the battle was to gain battle points so that he could become stronger. No, Captain. My recovery is due to my system. As for devil fruit, I would like to eat one too, but I don't have that kind of luck. Ethan shook his head regretfully, reached out and pulled out the long sword stuck in his chest. Surprisingly, as the bloody long sword left Ethan's body, the wound left on Ethan's body began to heal at a speed visible to the naked eye. In just a few seconds, the wound disappeared completely, leaving only a little bloodline on Ethan's skin. Only Ethan knows that his ability comes from his unique talent, high-speed regeneration. As long as he still has enough physical strength, the wound can heal quickly. Of course, the consumption caused by Ultimate's recovery speed is also very huge. If it wasn't for the fact that his final opponent was the enemy's vice-captain, he wouldn't be able to cope with the Special Forces fighting skills and gun skills alone. He will not try to be pierced by the opponent, and kill the opponent while taking advantage of the opponent's carelessness. Of course, looking at the points he got by killing the opposing vice-captain, Ethan felt that the injury he had suffered was totally worth it. As he used the points to strengthen his physique, a reminder from the copy space about the advancement of his physique level also came from his mind. It's a pity, if it can be done earlier. The reward for advancing the physical level should be mine. Thinking of this, Ethan felt even more dissatisfied with Rifan's existence. Your body is really perverted, I didn't think this kind of recovery ability is not caused by devil fruit. Ethan, I like you more and more. If you can contribute more to our pirate group, and find a new devil fruit in the future, I will give it to you to eat. Bellamy was surprised by Ethan's system, and felt that he had found a treasure. Really, then I'll thank Captain Bellamy in advance. Ethan looked at Bellamy happily, and couldn't help fantasizing in his mind when he had acquired a second superpower besides talent. Devil fruit is more precious, and it is more difficult to obtain. But there is such a good gun. Take it, Ethan, this is the sniper rifle used by the enemy pirates just now. This thing should work well for you. Bellamy Pirates Deputy Captain Sarquis came to Ethan with a sniper rifle. Thank you, Vice Captain Sarquis. Don't worry, I will use this gun to kill more enemies for the pirate group in the future. Ethan took the sniper rifle and fondled it lovingly. Although the sniper rifle in front of him was not as good as the one he used in Blue Star, it was enough to make him happy. Good, good. Work hard, Ethan. Sax nodded with a smile. But soon, his eyes sank, and he looked behind Ethan with a puzzled expression on his face. There, a group of pirates from the Bellamy pirates were rushing towards their location. It was Rivers and his party who had a conflict with Rifan. Green Pheasant, I have to say that this Ethan is still very fierce, and now that he has got a sniper rifle, his strength will definitely increase greatly. Bald Eagle, of course, Ethan has defeated so many enemies just now, maybe his strength has surpassed Rifan. Camel, now Rifan should be worried about his life. Green Pheasant, Ethan is a special soldier, and the effect of an excellent gun may even be greater than the talent of ordinary reincarnators. And this guy's talent seems to be a bit perverted. Zebra, the enemy's sword just now must have hit his heart, but he actually recovered. He is lucky to obtain that talent. Goat, even so, judging from Rifan's devil fruit ability, I'm still more optimistic about Rifan. Bald Eagle, hee, wait and see. Take a good look at the edge of the live broadcast. Rivers and the others have already returned. Captain, Vice Captain, that's what happened. Please avenge Rivers. Rivers' companions quickly told Bellamy and others about the conflict between Rifan and them. After understanding what happened, Bellamy's original joy of defeating the opponent's pirate group disappeared instantly. The breath of the whole person became distorted. On the side, Ethan frowned. Wait, you said earlier that the person who attacked you was called Rifan, right? That's right. The guy who was carrying Rivers nodded heavily. That blonde-haired woman calls that guy Captain Rifan. Unexpectedly, it's really him. Ethan frowned with a sinister smile, and clenched his fists involuntarily. Ethan, do you know that man named Rifan? Bellamy turned to look at Ethan and asked curiously. That's right, Captain Bellamy, I have a grudge against that guy. Ethan nodded without hesitation, and began to touch the sniper rifle unconsciously with both hands. Chapter 21, The Devil Fruit delivered to the door, there is no reason not to want it. Damn, does this Ethan really want to touch our Rifan? Bald Eagle, what, are you scared? It's useless to be afraid, Ethan has a sniper rifle and superhuman talent, your Rifan is about to go offline. Interesting. Upstairs, you have to remember your words carefully. When Ethan is defeated by Rifan and goes offline, you must not cry. Bald Eagle, you are the ones who should cry. Tisk tisk, soon, the various reward items that your Rifan got will also become Ethan's. The things in the Reincarnator's inventory are generally impossible for outsiders to touch. But if the Reincarnator dies, the various props in its props bar may fall out. And if he died in the hands of someone who is also a Reincarnator, the probability of the items in the dead Reincarnator's inventory being exploded will be even greater. To some extent, the copy space wants to inspire the fight among Reincarnators. I see. I didn't expect that you would have a thing with that man, Ethan. Adding the matter of Rivers, this is considered to be an enmity. That guy is looking for the descendants of Noland, right? Just right, I originally wanted to go to that guy and have a good chat with him. Little ones, take the men and go with me to avenge Rivers and Ethan. With a big wave of Bellamy's hand, the Bellamy pirates immediately started to move towards the location of Cricket House. Ethan followed Bellamy and the others, the corners of his mouth couldn't stop rising. Although he was surprised that Rifan came to the same island as him. But now that he knows Rifan's existence, he is only happy. Rifan, don't blame me. It's your fault that you chose the same island for our descent. Just let me see what kind of devil fruit you got earlier. The corner of Ethan's mouth turned up, as if he had seen the scene of him defeating Rifan and taking the devil fruit from Rifan. Gaia Island, on the peninsula opposite to Mock Town. Are you serious? Cricket frowned, and asked Rifan in doubt. That's right, I believe in the existence of Sky Island. So I want to ask you, a descendant of Noland, something. Rifan nodded slightly and said affirmatively. That's really interesting, provided you're not here to amuse me. Taking a puff of his cigarette, just as he was thinking whether to trust the young man in front of him, a burst of noisy footsteps came from not far away. Cricket looked over at the sound, and after seeing the person coming, his face immediately became gloomy. Bellamy, I told you there's no gold you want here. Cricket stood up and motioned for Rifan and the three to leave. It's not because of kindness, but he just doesn't want to involve Rifan and the women in his affairs. Shut up, old man, we will talk about your matter later. Now, I'm going to talk to this man over here who attacked my partner. Bellamy led his crew to stop 1 meter away from Rifan, and looked at Rifan and the others with a grim smile. Green Pheasant, come, come, there is a good show to watch. Hehe, well let you see how our Rifan will defeat these bastards. Bald Eagle, hehe, now your Rifan is being targeted by our Ethan with a sniper rifle, before he could move, maybe he will die from one headshot. Zebra, that's right. No matter how fast Rifan is, it's impossible for him to be faster than a bullet, haha. Goat, the sniper rifle in Ethan's hand is not Blue Star's gun after all, and Rifan has observation Haki, so Ethan's sniper may not be effective. Cole Lima, although you Goat and Giant Panda have a good relationship, it's better not to comfort the people of Giant Panda at this time, haha. Just laugh, the louder you laugh now, the louder the slap you'll feel afterwards. Dungeon World. You're not here for me. Brother, did you do anything to the Bellamy pirates? Cricket frowned, and quickly looked at Rifan, Makita, and Robin. Well, I did fight some people before coming here. But I didn't know they were from the Bellamy pirates. Rifan shook his head and said. Bastard, do you think your statement can make me spare you? No, I'm just telling the truth. If you want to do it, you can continue. Ha, you're kind. According to Ethan, a gunner in my pirate crew, he has a vendetta against you, therefore there is more than one motive to attack you. Hey? You just said, newcomer Ethan. Hearing such a familiar name, Rifan raised his eyebrows, and immediately looked at the person Bellamy brought. He even unrolled his observation Haki just to be on the safe side. Soon, the breath of a person in a bush 300 meters away caught his attention. Bellamy didn't intend to answer Rifan's question. He clenched his right fist and punched Rifan's head with lightning speed. Although he doesn't use the ability of his spring fruit, his fist still arouses a gust of wind, which shows its great power. However, before his fist came close to Rifan, it was tightly held by a slender but exceptionally fair hand. "You bastard, what do you want to do to my captain?" Makita opened her eyes wide and looked at Bellamy with an angry expression. "What?" Bellamy looked at Makita, who was grabbing his arm in surprise. He never thought that Makita, who looked extremely slender in front of him, would reach out and grab his fist with ease. "Do it, Makita." Rifan gave the order calmly. Now that the opponent made a move, he didn't intend to give Bellamy a chance. Regardless of whether there is Ethan, the Reincarnator from Blue Star, in the other party's pirate group, he had no reason to give up on the spring fruit that came to him. Chapter 22, The Confrontation Between Rifan and Ethan. "Leave it to me, Captain." Makita showed a sinister smile, and stomped on the ground with both feet. Under the powerful reaction force, Makita's body instantly rose up. The same was true for Bellamy, who was being held tightly by her hand. Not only that, but under the effect of Kilo Fruit's ability, Makita's body flew higher and higher, reaching a height of hundreds of meters in the blink of an eye. "Damn woman, let me go!" Bellamy roared angrily, and his other hand was about to throw a spring punch at Makita. However, the moment Bellamy's arm changed, Makita noticed it, and there was no chance for Bellamy to throw a fist. "As you wish." Makita grabbed Bellamy's hand and threw it down hard. Bellamy's body twirled and fell towards the ground. Bellamy is indeed a battle-tested pirate. When he was about to fall to the ground, his limbs turned into spring shapes and pressed to the ground at the same time, so as to dissipate the kinetic energy of the fall. However, just when he wanted to use the reaction force brought by the spring to turn his head and attack Makita, Makita's body had already fallen from the sky, and her legs in high heels stepped heavily on Bellamy's back. Rifan, who was relatively close, could even clearly hear the sound of bones cracking from Bellamy's body. "It hurts." "Damn it, get out of the way, you woman." Feeling the heavy blow on his back, Bellamy fell to the ground. Such a scene made the pirates of the originally confident Bellamy pirates stay where they were. Suddenly forgot to support Bellamy. Even Ethan, who was hiding in the bushes 300 meters away, widened his eyes. 10,000 kilograms, heavy pressure. "Don't resist, you bastard. I'm a devil fruit user who is the kilo devil fruit. You have absolutely no way to resist my current weight." Makita covered her mouth and chuckled. Seeing that she easily knocked down the pirate who offered a reward of tens of millions of berry to the ground, she couldn't help but feel more grateful to Rifan for improving her strength. Giant Panda Live Broadcast Server, Rifan. "Awesome, she is really awesome." Unexpectedly, Makita became so strong, and Bellamy, who was acting fierce, would be knocked down in an instant. How many points did Rifan use for Makita to strengthen her body? She is really too strong. Where are the people from the Bald Eagle? Why are they not barking now? Bellamy you rely on is about to be killed. Ha ha ha. Bald Eagle J, bastard upstairs, your Rifan must have spent all his points on Makita, he must be very weak himself. Bald Eagle K, that's right, don't get too complacent, the battle is not over yet. There is more than one person in the Bellamy pirates. Bald Eagle L, and Ethan hasn't made a move yet, your Rifan is definitely not too strong, as long as he finds the right opportunity, Ethan can definitely snipe him. Damn it, let go of our captain. Kill that woman, kill them all. At this time, the rest of the Bellamy pirates finally reacted. The vice-captain Sarquis drew out the long sword at his waist and rushed straight at Makita. But before they could make a 5-step, Sarquis and the Bellamy pirate's body grew arms out of thin air. Even Bellamy was no exception. For a moment, all the pirates in front of Rifan couldn't control their bodies and fell to the ground one after another. Ha ha ha, is this the rest of the Bellamy pirates you bald eagles were talking about? Didn't they fall all at once? This ability is the ability of Robin. Damn, I didn't expect her to be so strong. Bald Eagle Z, damn, what's going on with this woman, why didn't she take the opportunity to deal with Rifan and Makita? I thought you wouldn't shoot, Robin. Rifan raised his eyebrows and looked at Robin in surprise. After all, it's up to you to find those poneglyph. And, Even if I don't make a move, these people won't be your opponents. Robin smiled slightly. For her, since the Bellamy pirates cannot pose a threat to Rifan, then she can naturally use it to reduce Rifan's defense against her, so that she may implement an escape plan later. Boom! At this moment, a gunshot sounded suddenly. Robin's eyes widened, and her attention was instantly attracted by Rifan's hand stretched out in front of him and the bullets falling from his palm. Damn it, there's actually a sniper. Makita looked angrily at the direction where the gunshots came from. Just when she was about to rush towards Ethan, Rifan had already rushed towards Ethan one step ahead of her. Ethan's eyes widened, and he quickly pulled the trigger again at Rifan who was rushing towards him. However, each of his bullets was tightly held by Rifan with armament Haki's right hand. With the perception bonus of observation Haki, Ethan's sniping can't pose a threat to him at all. It didn't take a moment for Rifan to come to him. Are you, Ethan? Rifan looked at Ethan who was squatting in the bushes in front of him, and asked curiously. Fuck you. Ethan cursed angrily, threw away the sniper rifle in his hand, drew out the dagger at his waist and stabbed Rifan in the chest. The sniper rifle did not work at a distance from Rifan. He thought it would work at such close range. There is still a chance, I just need to lower his defense like what I did to that pirate vice-captain. As long as I use my high-speed regeneration to feign death, I can definitely kill this guy. Although he was surprised by the strength of Rifan and Rifan's partners, Ethan, a special soldier, did not give up hope. The physique that has been advanced to D level gave Ethan great strength and speed. His dagger came to Rifan almost instantly. However, the next moment, Rifan grabbed Ethan's arm and twisted his wrist. The dagger fell from Ethan's hand. Rifan caught the dagger and pierced Ethan's chest with his backhand. Chapter 23, Killing Ethan. Rifan didn't care whether the person in front of him was Ethan he knew or not. If the person in front of him is really Ethan, Rifan believes that the copy space will give corresponding prompts when the man in front of him dies. Maybe, there will be an achievement like the first Reincarnator to kill a Reincarnator. Therefore, facing Ethan's attack, he decisively chose to end his life. Ethan's heart was stabbed by the dagger, and he immediately rolled his eyes and fell to the ground, spitting blood. Seeing the situation of the man in front of him, Rifan raised his eyebrows and threw the dagger snatched from Ethan's hand in front of him, then turned and walked towards the direction he came from. At this moment, the dead Ethan picked up the dagger that Rifan threw in front of him and stabbed Rifan in the back with a bounce. Success! Ethan's eyes widened, his face beaming with joy. Similarly, the Blue Star audience stared at the scene in front of them with wide-eyed eyes. This is the first contest between two reincarnators. Moreover, it is a contest between the reincarnator of Giant Panda and the Bald Eagle country, the two big countries of Blue Star. Almost all civilians and leaders all over the world are paying attention to the situation here. Snapped. Before Ethan could rejoice, Rifan turned around suddenly and grabbed Ethan's arm. Hey! How is it possible? Ethan's eyes widened, and he looked at the smiling Rifan in horror. Sorry, I can't help teasing you when I see you pretending to be dead. The sound of your heartbeat has never been hidden from my observation Haki perception from the beginning to the end. Rifan chuckled, and aimed at Ethan with a swirling black mist with his other hand. Dark water won't work on you. But you have the weird high-speed regeneration ability. So, you really are Ethan, right? The power of this high-speed regeneration is your talent, right? Dark water failed to work on Ethan. Rifan not only did not feel disappointed, but was even more happy with the situation in front of him. You bastard, how dare you play with me? With a roar, Ethan pulled out another dagger from his bosom with his empty hand and stabbed it straight at Rifan's chest. However, Rifan is faster than that. Swish! Rifan pulled out his dagger and cut off Ethan's hand that was stabbing his chest with a slash. Ah! The pain of breaking his hand made Ethan scream violently. But soon, Rifan and himself were surprised to find that his arm, which had been cut off, began to grow a new palm quickly. In just a few seconds, a brand new hand appeared on Ethan's body. Are you Wolverine? This talent is too powerful. Rifan raised his eyebrows, looking at the man in front of him in great surprise. Having said that, judging by the sweat on your face, using such an ability should consume a lot of stamina. Let me see how far you can recover. After Rifan finished speaking, a black mist spread from Rifan's feet to Ethan's feet. What is this, what are you bastards doing? Ethan wanted to back away in horror, but found that he could not freely control his legs as if he had stepped into a quagmire. This trick is called Dark Cave Path, enjoy the baptism of darkness. After Rifan finished speaking, Ethan found himself falling towards the black hole at his feet with a sudden acceleration. Before he could react, his whole body had already plunged into darkness. What followed was a burst of terrifying pressure from all directions. In less than a second, Ethan lost his consciousness directly. The next moment, the reminder of the copy space rang in the minds of all the reincarnations. The bloody bullet screen of the copy space that was pinned to the top also appeared in the live broadcast rooms of Blue Star countries. Reincarnator Rifan kills Reincarnator Ethan, completes the achievement of the first Reincarnator to kill another Reincarnator, and is specially rewarded with Primary Observation Haki Awakening Scroll. Using this scroll, Observation Haki can be initially awakened. Bald Eagle, how is it possible? How is this possible? How could Ethan fail? Green Pheasant, it's too scary. What kind of ability is that? That black hole-like thing actually swallowed Ethan's body directly. Camel, Dark Fruit, it's so powerful. Damn Giant Panda, Rifan is obviously a member of our country, you are not qualified to let Rifan represent your country. Bald Eagle, Killing Beasts, strongly condemn Rifan from Giant Panda officials must pay the price for this incident. Fuck you. Fuck your condemnation, what Rifan did is self-defense, your Ethan shot first you idiot. Hehe, now you know what slapping is. Ethan is a fart, even if he has a super talent, he can't compare to our Rifan. And the one from Camel above, why are you so shameless? Hehe, I still want to thank Ethan for sending his head 1,000 miles away and giving Rifan an achievement. Although Rifan has awakened Observation Haki, this Observation Haki scroll can still be used by his companions. People of the Bald Eagle, you should be grateful for the resurrection coins that your Ethan bought. Otherwise, your Ethan will be completely screwed. You say, how about letting Rifan throw his corpse on the sea, so that Ethan can be eliminated directly? That's true, he's already made an enemy of Rifan, at the very least, his corpse may be used as fish feed. Bald Eagle you bastards upstairs, aren't you afraid of revenge from our country? Come on, who is afraid of whom? We have a Rifan, you idiots. As the fact of Ethan's death was shown at the top of the live broadcast room, the audience in the real world instantly boiled. This time, not only the people, but even the officials of Giant Panda and the Bald Eagle began to take certain measures. But all of this is temporary regardless of Rifan's affairs. Crushed directly to ashes by the power of Dark Fruit. Or will the dead Reincarnator be turned into ashes and dissipated? Having said that, this guy's talent is good. If he was physically stronger, he might be as tough as the Devil Fruit user of the Phantom Beast Devil Fruit. This guy got lucky and got a good talent. Or do all the Reincarnators have perverted talents? I don't know if this guy bought resurrection coins. In the future, we may meet again, Ethan. Rifan put away the darkness around him, and took a deep look at where Ethan was originally. Then he turned around and walked towards the direction where Makita and Robin were. As for squatting on Ethan's corpse, he didn't even have a corpse, even if Rifan wanted to take action, there was nothing he could do. Rifan opened the communication interface of the Reincarnators while walking forward. As he had imagined, the chat group had already become lively. Let me see if this guy Ethan can still speak in it. Rifan thought in his heart. Chapter 24, Conqueror's Haki is showing its power. Brown Bear, Tatiana, has Rifan encountered Ethan, and he actually killed that world-famous special soldier, which is really admirable. Giant Panda, Ray, unexpectedly, Rifan and Ethan will be teleported to the same place. This situation may not be a special case. In other places, there may also be 2 or more Reincarnators. Green Pheasant, Odashi, Murderer, this guy is a murderer, we should unite together to resist this Rifan. Camel, Nasser, resist together? Then who will be the leader? You from Green Pheasant? This Ethan is really a waste, he was killed so easily. I thought he would be more powerful. Bald Eagle, Tina, that's true, I thought he would be stronger, but I didn't expect him to be killed so easily. Is Rifan really strong? If we have a chance, how about we have a passionate wrestling? Elephant, Acua, Tina, wrestling? Could you be the famous woman from the Bald Eagle who participated in the Death or Alive fighting contest? Bald Eagle, Tina, oh, do you know me? Are you my fan? Bald Eagle, Ethan, damn Tina, and you bastard Nasser from Camel, what do you know? You don't understand the weirdness of Rifan's ability at all. And Rifan, this matter is endless, I will definitely avenge this grudge. Giant Panda, Rifan, you really bought the resurrection coin. It doesn't matter, I'll take your word as a dog barking, and I'll wait for your revenge at any time. Green Pheasant, Ayani, Ethan, since you said Rifan's ability is weird, can you share it with us here? Bald Eagle, Ethan, alright, you give me your points, and I will give you the information I know. If other people want it, they can also give me points to buy it. Kangaroo, Helena, points are an important resource, do you think we will give you points in order to know Rifan's abilities? If you have such points, you might as well use them to buy Devil Fruit and the Primary Observation Haki Awakening Scroll from Mr. Rifan. Green Pheasant, Kohara Momika, that's right, Rifan, can you sell me the Primary Observation Haki Awakening Scroll that you don't need? If you are willing, I'm willing to do anything for you when I have the honor to meet you later. // Giant Panda, Rifan, forget it, I have to use this thing to train my partners. But if you can have enough points in the future, I can sell you some props to increase your strength. By the way, people from Giant Panda can get discount. Giant Panda, Ray, thank you for your generosity Rifan. Giant Panda, Ralph, thanks, I'll buy the Haki Awakening Scroll from you when I have enough points. Giant Panda Rodi, Observation Haki, Armament Haki, these are like the internal power in the legend, I'm really curious what kind of power they are. Giant Panda, Rifan, good luck everyone, I believe you will awaken the same power in the future. Ethan's death and what Rifan said about future tradable power UPS brought more reincarnators into the discussion. A large number of names that did not appear before appeared on the reincarnator's communication interface one by one. After leaving the message, Rifan turned off the communication interface between the reincarnators. However, his complexion looked a little strange. Death or alive fighting contest. And that wrestler named Tina. There are also names like Helena and Ralph, this must be a coincidence. The blue star I crossed should not have the characters from the fighting game Death or Alive before I crossed. Yet. It might all be a coincidence. Rifan shook his head, after shaking the strange thoughts out of his mind. He quickened his pace and got back to Makita and Robin. Bastard, let us go, my boss is Doflamingo, one of the 7 warlords of the sea. If you do something to me, he will definitely not let you go. Bellamy shouted to Rifan in horror. By now, he has realized that he and his pirate group are no match for Rifan and Rifan's partners. In order to save his life, he could only choose to move out his backer, Doflamingo. Heavenly Yaksha Doflamingo. Robin frowned, and looked deeper at Bellamy who was under their control. But Makita, now she is full of confidence in Rifan and herself. Facing Bellamy's threat, she didn't care at all, instead she stomped on Bellamy's back happily. Doflamingo. My captain is not afraid, we already have enmity with Crocodile, also one of the 7 warlords. Do you think you can scare us by bringing out Doflamingo's name? Makita said happily while enjoying Bellamy's screams. When the surrounding pirates heard Bellamy's screams, they were even more terrified, begging for mercy, or cursing Rifan and others. It's really noisy. Rifan glanced at the surrounding pirates, a domineering and crazy aura suddenly spread from his body and quickly swept away. The originally noisy atmosphere instantly became extremely quiet. Within the Bellamy pirates, all the pirates fell asleep on the spot. Among them were even the captain and deputy captain of the Bellamy pirates who were attacked by Makita. The 2 of them were seriously injured. Even if they could bear Rifan's Conqueror's Haki at this stage, they couldn't bear it now. This is Conqueror's Haki, you actually have such power. Robin looked at Rifan in shock, and even raised her voice due to surprise. Conqueror's Haki, what's that? Makita pressed her chest, calming her beating heart because of Rifan's Conqueror's Haki hitting her, and asked Robin curiously. Conqueror's Haki, that's proof of kingship. This is a power that cannot be exercised through training. In the legend, everyone who owns Conqueror's Haki has an extremely remarkable existence. Such power, not even Crocodile possessed it. Robin said quickly. At this moment, she seemed to understand that Rifan didn't take her threat seriously. In her opinion, people who can awaken Conqueror's Haki must be arrogant, and it is normal to look down on Shishibukai. Even Crocodile doesn't have Conqueror's Haki. Kaya haha as expected of my captain, you are really amazing. Makita clasped her hands together and looked at Rifan with bright eyes. At this moment, she felt more and more at ease in following Rifan. As for Crocodile sending someone after her? From Makita's point of view, This is completely a trivial matter. Chapter 25, Black Pearl Pirate. Is this Haki from Conquerors? It's truly unparalleled and overbearing. One look, and then all the enemy passed out. Haha, it was too fierce. Rifan is so kind. He could have directly stunned Ethan with the Conqueror's Haki, but for the sake of his self-esteem, Rifan did not use this method. Haha. Goat, this is the power of momentum, Rifan is really becoming more and more manly. Bald Eagle, humph, this power is not absolute, as long as one's own will is strong enough, they will definitely not be affected. Yes, yes, you are right. But I don't think your Ethan has such a firm will. Haha. Speaking of which, it's not bad that Rifan didn't show the Conqueror's Haki in front of Ethan. In this way, even if he can use resurrection coins to resurrect himself, he does not know Rifan's ability. Yes. He can no longer share Rifan's ability with other people in the reincarnated people's communication group. Clap clap. Cricket clapped his hands and walked over in shock. It's amazing, I didn't expect you to have such an aura. Who are you guys, that you can defeat the Bellamy pirates so easily? Cricket said in awe. As you can see, we are just a few people who are interested in Sky Island. Rifan shrugged and said indifferently. Hee, interesting. It's so interesting. With such strength and such a strong spirit, you should not come to tease me, an old fellow who is plagued by diseases. Forget it, let me tell you about Sky Island. Cricket smiled and started talking about what he had learned about Sky Island. Robin was surprised to find that although what Cricket said was different from what Rifan said, most of them can overlap. Coupled with Cricket's identity as a descendant of Noland, Robin couldn't help but believe in the existence of Sky Island. Even the poneglyph Rifan said. That's all I know about Sky Island. If you want to go to Sky Island, you can wait until this time tomorrow. According to my observation, there will be upwelling currents at that time. As for the ship, after my little brothers come back, I can ask them to prepare the ship for you. Also, if you really go to Sky Island, please ring the legendary golden bell for me to hear. Let this old guy listen to the legendary sound in the story of my ancestor. After Cricket finished speaking, he couldn't help but let out a long breath. Rifan, you have started a new mission, to find the lost golden bell. Task requirements, find the golden Shandora, and ring Shandora's golden bell yourself or by your crew. The voice in his head made Rifan smile again. Thanks for telling me about Sky Island, Cricket. But we won't bother you to help us prepare our ship. For the pirate ship, I have it. Makita, take Bellamy over there and follow me. Rifan waved to Makita and Robin, and walked towards the beach. Cricket looked at Rifan suspiciously, and driven by curiosity, he also followed. Rifan, where is your pirate ship? There don't seem to be any ships here. Coming to the beach, Robin looked at the empty sea around her, and looked at Rifan with a smile on her face. No, it's here. Rifan turned his right hand, and a transparent bottle appeared in his hand. Robin and Makita took a closer look and found that there was a model pirate ship sailing in the water in the bottle. Rifan, you can really joke, you don't want us to ride on this toy, do you? Robin laughed. Rifan smiled slightly, but did not answer Robin. Instead, he directly opened the bottle cap, took the pirate ship model out of it, and threw it into the sea. Robin, Makita, and Cricket who had come to the front watched curiously as the model of the pirate ship flew into the air and finally sank below the surface of the sea. Brother, why don't I prepare a ship for you? Cricket pinched his cheeks and said with a little embarrassment. Hee, wait a little longer. Rifan folded his arms, calmly looking at the place where the model of the pirate ship sank. Cricket frowned, just when he was about to say something. There was a sudden noise on the sea. Following the sound, Cricket quickly looked over. The next moment, his eyes widened. Under the surface of the sea, a small three-masted sailboat gradually floated up from the bottom of the sea. Its shape is exactly the same as the model of the pirate ship that Rifan threw around earlier. Damn, awesome, is this the pirate ship presented by the copy space? I underestimated the dungeon space, and thought that the dungeon space will only provide an ordinary ship, but in the end, a portable pirate ship that can be enlarged and reduced came. Produced by copy space, it must be awesome. Haha, in this way, even if it is a pirate ship, our Rifan is ahead of other reincarnations. Zebra, don't be too complacent, you can get it, but it doesn't mean that our reincarnators can't get it. Kangaroo, yes, Our contestant Helene relies on her clever mind, and now she is doing quite well. One day she will surpass your Rifan. Hehe, I'm sorry to hear that you guys still have to think about how to surpass our Ray, ha ha ha. Yes, not bad. After Rifan recycled the transparent bottle for storing the pirate ship to the inventory, he looked at the pirate ship in front of him with satisfaction, and nodded with a smile. The size of the pirate ship is about the same as Going Merry. As for the style of the pirate ship, Rifan refers to the Black Pearl from the movie Pirates of Caribbean that he watched in his previous life. After all, the name of his pirate group is called the Black Pearl Pirates. Moreover, the pirate ship given to him by the copy space can also be enlarged and reduced like the Black Pearl seen in his previous life. Under such circumstances, Rifan can't decide whether to name it Black Pearl. Although in terms of scale, his current Black Pearl is much smaller than the Black Pearl in the Caribbean pirate world. But Rifan believes that one day, he will be able to own a pirate ship as strong as the Black Pearl in the pirate world of the Caribbean. As for the flag of the pirate ship, it is exactly the same as the pattern of his captain's seal. However, I never thought that I could conceive the layout of the room before summoning the pirate ship. Makita should be very happy later. Think of the small chocolate house, study room and some other rooms that he conceived when he summoned the Black Pearl. Rifan turned to Makita and Robin with a smile on his face.